In the night, so cold rocket dreams, resilience in the fold. Hedge pressurizing, the charts are bold. Daily bands rapping, stories untold. Riding with rockets through the AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every trade hold never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, midnight glory. Heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud. Future kings standing on their cloud. Riding with rocket scooter AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Ascending, mind on fire, never ending. Trees of gold, endless fight. Push on through the endless night. Riding with rocket scooter AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Charts, midnight glory. Heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud. Future kings standing on their cloud. Checking the charts with their AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, checking the charts. Midnight glory. Sanctuary in awe, it's blending. Mind on fire, never ending. Dreams of gold, endless fight. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night.
What's up, guys? Good morning. Friends, welcome to the live stream. Every single day. Bright and early, guys, come here pre-market. Most of you guys are probably starting your workday with us. You know, like you're getting ready or whatever to get on out. So I always come here an hour early so I can talk about pre-market stuff and talk about the news and all that. What's up? Good morning, Simon. What's up? Rally potential full tilt. Alfredo. Good morning. Hope everybody's good. What's up? What's up? Isidore Trevino. Ubasa. Ascendancy. Man, I hope they get rid of this thing that YouTube did with the ads. I want to see everybody's normal name I can read. It's so hard to read a bunch of words when they're crammed together. It's one thing I just noticed. You know, like when it first started happening. Try to think about it. Like, you can normally read words because your brain can see. I read that like your brain sees the first part and the last part of a word. You sort of just like skim through it and you interpolate from the patterns and the context. Actually, you don't actually read every letter. And so when it's all crammed together, I'm realizing how slow it is just to go through a list of names without the spaces between the words. So what's up? What's up? What's up? What's good, everyone? And then you have someone like Daniel Baker with like a bunch of numbers inside of it. It's like I have to go D4N. IE Trader, what's up? SGG Rising, what's up? If I skipped anybody, Lucas and Vanderus. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Trader's Nest. What's up? Hope you guys had a good weekend. Hopefully so. Annie, what's up? Ian, what's up? And the rest of you guys. I'll be reading names for an hour because there's no spaces in them. Start most of the days of the stream. Awesome. Pass your Apex account on Friday. Way to go. Good morning, brother. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Several names in the other stream you attend. Yeah, apparently we're one of the lucky ones or unlucky ones, I feel, that got this rolled out. We are one of the older YouTube channels as far as like streamers go. We're probably the oldest live streaming futures trading channel, or one of the oldest. Maybe Ross Cameron started streaming it for me, but I think as far as like big future streaming or big trading streaming channels, when I started in 2016, there weren't but like a handful of people that streamed trading. It wasn't even a thing. And so they're probably rolling it out to old channels to test. Can they roll it out to someone else's old channel? I don't know. That's what I thought. Why am I the lucky one or the unlucky one? Who knows? Elite Chair says there's unfilled 0 prints on at 60 through 432. Some print they have to get filled. Possibly. Let's take a look at it, guys. Welcome. Good morning. Ready to roll today. Market selling off a little bit after yesterday's Fed pump or Friday's Fed pump up. We'll see how this ends up turning out, right? Let me get everything loaded up here, you guys. And thanks for being here, of course, every single morning. Don't forget to hit the like button. I think they're trying to change it for a security thing. That way you can see if somebody's like a real account talking in your chat rather than, you know, like, let's see if I can. Do I have an option to change that? That's one thing I don't know either. Messages in your live chat, comments. There's a moderation section. Can I turn this off? Moderate base references, comments, user management. Nope. Channel guidelines. Nope. I don't know. Can I get an option to just turn it back on to the regular names? That way if somebody's like trolling me, I can turn it on and see like, okay, who's the person here? But whatever. Welcome to the stream, you guys. It's good to see y'all, as is good to be trading, hanging out with y'all. I could trade out a little tiny bit overnight. We are really far away from, actually I didn't even update my numbers here on the screen, but let's get going with it. Give me a second here. Okay, so I promised today when we get some downtime in the morning, if not we'll start in the afternoon, we'll do our music contest. This is the most fun thing that we do. We also don't do it like in the middle of trading because people tend to like tune out if it takes too long, or you know they're here to actually watch me trade. They don't want to hang out with us for a music thing. We'll do it in the afternoons to make it fun. So if you guys have submitted a song to the songwriting channel, there's a song submission channel. Any AI song, AI music, AI photo, AI soundbite, whatever. Keep it going. This has become like a meme now on the channel. You guys are having so much fun with it. I'm having so much fun with it. It's hilarious to just wake up and see the stuff you guys post overnight. It's so funny. I even had some fake guru make a song and plop a song selling their shit. I had to delete it before y'all saw it, but it was really funny. I even got there. People dropping ads for their garbage in our songwriting channel, believe it or not. If they got to do that, they got worse problems, I guess. But I thought that was kind of pathetic, but but I mean, if you know what I mean. I guess if you stare at us being so big and you're not, I get the feeling. I guess that's what it must feel like being 4 feet tall and walking up to a bar, I guess. Let me load up my numbers here. All right. Hey, can I buy you a drink? And she turns around and looks down. Oh. And giggles. All right. All right, let me get my things here. A for creativity. Yeah, I guess. All right, let's get our dynamics on the screen. All right, so Nasdaq is going to be 23,296. That's way off the chart down here. I'd say it's not possible, but we are bleeding off a lot of Friday's movement. Now remember, the Friday was a lot of the Jackson Hole stuff created some movement. It was 23,759. All right. This is going to be 64.42. So already out the door, we know that we have lower DD bands to play with. We have some red lines down in here. Jackson Hole created some commentary where Fed was basically saying, and again, don't fight the Fed, right? They were talking about their dual mandate and such, that this is basically what was happening, is that PPI went up, which showcases producers are passing costs into the sale price now. Not necessarily eating that cost, right? And so when PPI goes up, it's only a matter of time before CPI comes up. If you guys understand that, there's a logistical chain. You buy something from a company as a consumer, they're eating through their inventory. They got inventory sitting there. As soon as you get through most of it, the logistics people at the company go, well, we need to buy another 50 coffee pots here at Walmart. They'll put in an order, they'll get another shipment. But now the shipment comes in slightly higher. PPI is the producer's side of selling things. If those costs are going up, it's only a matter of time that distributors or retail orders a chunk of something. The chunk comes in slightly higher, and their choice is they eat the cost or pass it to you. But the producers are not eating the cost. The retail is certainly not going to eat the cost. Their margins usually pretty tight and stuff. So you can imagine that it's going to be the weirdest case scenario that producers making stuff are going to be the only ones jacking up prices, and then Walmart and grocery stores and whatever aren't. It's going to be hitting, it's going to immediately pass through. So CPI, if PPI is just ramping up, CPI will ramp up. It's only a matter of time. Michigan numbers forecast this and be being 5% inflation by the end of the year. I fully believe it. We're going straight up to 4. I'm sure the next CPI will be closer to 4. We're already starting to see price raises, and we'll be closer to 5, maybe 4.5 by the end of the year, but 5 by the beginning of next year. And the inflation will be short term, right? As companies will adjust and become more efficient, find new partners, etc., you'll start to see the inflation come down. And that's normal. And Powell has acknowledged that the inflation is, reminds me when he said the transitory comment. Inflation, right, is going to be a short-lived thing. This is one of the Jackson Hole comments. It's likely to be a short-term problem. Therefore, it's no longer the most priority when it comes to us deciding on if we cut rates or not. They have another thing that they do, which they say they don't do, but they still do, and we watch them do it. The Fed has all the incentive in the world to prop up the stock market, even though it's not their job. By technical definition, they'll never admit that that's their job. That is their job because it actually helps them to serve their other part of their dual mandate, which is saving the employment market, right? The job market. But what happens is that if the stock market starts, and this is the same discussion we had during QT back in 21, the stock market starts to crash out, as we learned in 2009. Right about 2010, everyone starts getting laid off. Yours truly got laid off in 2010. I was a budding young engineer at Dow Chemical running this Limelight position reactor, unit. It was really awesome as a young engineer to have such a cool, big job. And now, everything was great. And all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we got to let go half the plant. Sorry. Times is tough. You'll bounce back. You guys, that's a quoting Always Sunny. If you guys watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia, when Charlie gets laid off from the bar. Can I sleep in the bar? Oh, no, Charlie. Well, what am I supposed to do? You'll bounce back. Times are tough. Anywho, so what happened was, back in the day, tons of layoffs happened after the market crashed and people are suffering. Is My Fund and Futures news, is it good? Yeah, it's very good. I haven't been able to tell you guys about it, but I know what it is. And I'll tell you, it's the first time anyone props has ever done that. It's actually pretty cool. I was actually on the phone with one of the executive team last night talking about it. It's actually kind of a cool idea. So more news to come about that later. I can't tell you guys what Matt and the guys are hinting at, but let it slip. Free nudie mags. Okay, for everybody. Totally for you, be issues mailed. I'm just kidding. I don't even know what kind of joke I can make. It's a secret. I can't tell you. I just reminded myself of Married with Children, because that's how Al Bundy would say it. Nudie mags. Man, I love that show. That show's timeless, and it's still funny if you ever watch it to this day. Anyway, so what happened in 2010? I got laid off, right? And so what happens when the stock market crashes, right? People get laid off, and usually towards the tail end of it, and companies just start like trying to survive. They let people go as a last resort. So what happens in a period of high inflation, high unemployment, is stagflation. And stagflation is an economy killer. It's almost impossible to dig out of it. It's a slow dig out process. Companies can't really get people off the ground. They can't get employees to come in because they can't afford employees. They got to sell their things so heavily inflated just to cover costs. And you can't buy it because you don't have a job. So stagflation just kills everything. And, the Fed has to bail out, Fed will usually bail us out in periods like this. So what happens is that if the stock market falls too fast, the Fed has another problem on their hands, unemployment. And why do they care about that? Well, it's because of stagflation. Unemployment can progress inflation further than it needs to be. If everybody's laid off and companies have to get their prices high, you can have a decade of inflation just because companies have to stay inflated just to keep the doors open and cover costs. And everybody has expensive costs because that's just the name of the game. You get kind of locked into this sort of standing wave, like a traffic jam. When there's a wreck and cars pile up right here and they're waiting, finally when the wreck is cleared, the cars take off, but there's still a slow spot because what happens is, everybody's bunched up here and it's the reaction time of this car leaves and then this car leaves and then this car leaves one at a time, like leaving at a stoplight. And as that's happening, more cars are piling up behind them. So it's like a rate in minus out sort of thing, and the accumulation is the amount of that wave. You'll create a standing wave in stagflation. To where every benefit you get will be eaten up by something else, and you'll never really crawl out of it quickly. It takes a long time for it to just kind of sort of naturally dissipate, right? So stagflation is horrible. The Fed was talking about basically this. They're saying, we believe that the tariff inflation problem will be short-lived. Therefore, let's focus on the other thing, unemployment. Nobody wants to get a job. Participation rate is low. Jolts are high. And so labor market's going to stagnate. Companies can't grow. And, we fear that this might cause people to get laid off temporarily. So we can't create that. Let's go ahead and change our mind in a heartbeat and say, well, let's go ahead and cut rates anyways. Fuck inflation. Let's just do it to boost the stock market or preserve the stock market so it doesn't turn bearish. That way people don't get laid off in this small period of transitional high inflation. And that's basically what he said if you read between the lines. And Wall Street was like, holy shit, we thought we were going to get 1 to 0 rate cuts because of inflation, because we're all smart. You guys are all smarty pantses, we all know. We're thinking, okay, we'll probably just get 1 rate cut if we're lucky. However, after Jackson Hole, it feels like we're going to get 2. Wall Street's pricing that in, actually. And I don't know if that means we're going to get 2, but I think at least the hopium thrown at us at Jackson Hole pushed the S&P almost back up to all-time highs again. Now, the question is, do we stay here? Or is this one of those days where the market falls right back down to there, continues to sell off? Was this an actual thing that just squeezed all these shorts out before the market really falls? Who knows, right? But as you guys know, at the very last moment of the day on Friday, I look, Papa Bear loaded up on some puts, as I always do in days like this. So I've got puts to hedge, just like I always do, and now I'll be long in the market every single day I wake up, just like always. So we said being laid off isn't so bad except for the off part. A lot of people being laid off right now for performance-related reasons. So companies don't have to give a severance package. Also, you don't qualify for unemployment if you get laid off for performance-related reasons as well. Companies skimping on their unemployment insurance. So that's another reason, you can't, the government will not give you a check if you were laid off for napping on the job, by the way. So that's another reason that they're doing that. And that's pretty shitty of the company. So at the end of the day, we have to find out what we think is happening, right? I didn't trade on any of this. So market just went up. I just watched, right? Did I make trades before Jackson Hole? I can't even remember. I think I did. It's been a weekend. It's been a handful of cocktails and a game night and a trip to the aquarium between then and now, and a whole weekend of... Did I make any trades before? I don't even remember if I made any trades before it. I didn't do anything on Friday? Okay, I don't think that I did. Yeah. At first I was like, I don't remember that I did, but I'm like, did I? Maybe I did. I don't remember. You guys said I didn't. Okay, I didn't. So yeah, I remember not making any trades at that point. I just didn't remember if I touched it the first half hour. Okay, so today we'll see if this was just like a fake out, if the market's going to be like okay with sort of like doing this and a 2-hour thing and 3-hour, 4-hour and close it down here. We'll see. We've seen days like this all the time where you go up, you hang around, you come down within a day. I've seen days like this. Do I think that's going to happen? I don't know. Do we think 2 rate cuts even matter? Are rate cuts just kind of like a false flag sort of thing? Kind of to stimulate you based on your mood and experience rather than actuality. False flag being like, you create a thing to stimulate people into believing something, right? It's a military thing. And so are we experiencing that right now? Right? Are we creating some kind of diversion tactic to get everybody bullish again? Or was this just the dealers, or whatever rush to create all the short squeeze when everybody stops so the market actually runs out? Could be possible, right? Not that I'm saying the market's bearish because we haven't had any bear signals right in a while. We're getting some hints at one, but the monthly maps turn out to be pretty okay as far as Friday's concerned. And then we still blasted through it. You guys know the drill with that, right? Monthly maps will help you see if the market's bullish or bearish. Obviously, we have been trading into a territory that is not bearish on the S&P. We are still above bear zone top, which is good. And that blast up put us well into bull territory. We're bullish for a while. It's going to take another week or two to even kick back into bear territory. So already with our greater market signals, we already can guess that we're probably not going to be bearish, even on NASDAQ as well. So I can guess of the 3 indicators, even pre-market, that one of them is at least bullish. Therefore, I'm bullish, which is great because if the market does crash, I got puts underneath me. Have to hedge out. So what I'm going to do on a day like this is if we end up getting the other side of the coin, which is a market that basically does this, like where basically this is not the sell-off and we have continuation moves, kind of like that, kind of like this. And if it does have like a kind of like a topping pattern like that, then at the end of this week or whatever strong green candle we get, I'll repeat the same exercise, double up on my puts and continue long. So every day in futures, I'm longing. I've got puts underneath me in case the market dies, and I'm pretty good. I do this every single time we get these kind of like, it might be bearish signals. On the very next update is when I load my puts up, just the very next day, the single dead cat bounce day. And this is a substantial one. So I'm glad I got them here because I got them for dirt cheap. And again, remember, I just long. Remember, I bought the puts here, and then over these 2 days, I literally paid for them. And then all the rest of this is profit. So I'm only doing this to hedge. I'm not bearish the market. But when we start to get to sort of like places where DD ratio falls less than half and all that, I start to kind of take precaution. That way I'm hedging myself. If I go out there and if you do the math on this, let's just pretend that like I have, not pretend I have, I've got, however many, let me check my 5 plus 7, 12 accounts. It cost me roughly $500 or 400 something. Let's just say 500 for simplicity's sake. That's $6,000 worth of prop accounts sitting here. That in the worst case day, I blow up all of them and got to re-up them all for 6 grand. Market's going up. I'm longing and longing and longing, and then it falls down. Oh my God, I lost $6,000 in the prop accounts. Oh geez, I got to start all over. Oh darn. Oh, that sucks. But then my puts are up, 40 grand. So I'm kind of like, okay, the day that crashes through hedge pressure and then monthly hedge pressure, then zones, and then DD band just breaks, and I rotate all of my accounts and they all go bust. They might not even all go bust, but worst case scenario, they all go bust. My puts make a fortune. And that's how I play the prop game. Whenever I get the first bear signals, I take all these payouts and prop payouts I've been getting, and I start there and I use them for buying options just to hedge my position. The market crashes out, I'm covered. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? And I don't always have puts, but once I start getting those bear market signals, I will load up just because the market's on the edge, and so why not, right? Speaking of payouts, let's see how much payout I've got this month. So anyways, the Fed hinting that we're going to get maybe Fed hinting that we're going to probably get more rate cuts than we think, or at least let's start over. Powell saying that. Powell doesn't speak for everybody, but Powell definitely is reflecting a theme as to why not everybody in the Fed thinks we need rate cuts. I think the other half of the point is that. By the way, I never really to show you guys this, but this is how many payouts I got this month. You guys, somebody was asking earlier. So I've gotten $56,000 in payouts this month. So, I can say I'll go throw 20K of that into some puts, y'all. Simple as that. It's all about profit at the end game. You know it. Cha. I had some guru come at me over the weekend. I made a comedy post. And then somebody was like, about some indicator. Somebody was like, I make a lot of money with that indicator. I was like, show me. They showed me a spreadsheet. These kids out there. I think they think they can fool everybody. I haven't been the oldest person in the game. Been here the longest time. Spreadsheet. I think people think they should walk right in and fool people with that. Come on, I've been around the block a little bit. I'm an old timer. Okay. I was juggling bowling pins at the circus when you're still in diapers, bro. Like here. What's up, Tyler? Good morning. So, good morning. How you doing? Anywho, these people like show the picture. Show P&L, show whatever. 56K in payouts this month so far. I've been crushing it in FundedNext, man. FundedNext. Again, while the program is what it is, I'm just saying, while the program is what it is, I'm milking it. Like, I don't know. I heard they're going to come out the live program at some point. As long as it's uncapped payouts and it's uncapped payouts, I'm smashing FundedNext. How far out to buy my SPY puts? Secret, but month-ish. Just give me a month. Bro whipped it out with no warning. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't give you guys a warning. And I keep hearing, if you guys keep hearing slamming noises in the background, that sounds like gunshots, because I thought a gunshot took place in my house earlier or yesterday. Garrett, I don't know if you heard it a second ago. iDoc hung up a bunch of retro movie paintings, and we used command strips that were rated for the painting, however, for the frames. However, it's not necessarily holding the paintings up. So one by one, they've been falling off. And yeah, so I just heard another one fall off. There's 10 of them total. We're down to 7 left. So if you guys hear the gunshots, no, the hostages are still fine. Okay, we're not using guns with them. We're hitting them with wiffle ball bats just to annoy them. We're not even trying to hurt them. We're trying to piss them off. So the hostages are fine. It's the paintings back there that you hear it. Take them off. Yeah, I probably should do that. She's gonna go do it this morning. That's Pickle. He's out of prison. He is not out of prison yet. Pickle's still in prison for another, let's see, maybe 2 more weeks. He's gonna be stuck. So, according to the people that are teaching Pickle, they said he's kind of an asshole in the nicest way possible. Yeah, your dog is very picky on who he socializes with. He doesn't really like a lot of the other dogs. He kind of does his own thing. and he'll hang out with a couple of dogs, you know, basically. And but he does like his bully sticks, so I'm like, okay, so he's kind of like a spoiled asshole. I get it. He likes his treats and he just takes care of himself. He doesn't hang out with anybody. Got it. I'm like, he kind of reminds you of somebody I know, actually 2 people that I know. He kind of reminds me of his mom and dad. So picky, particular, whatever. Keep it light. Despite what my Instagram shows me as being like a person that throws lavish parties with hundreds of people or whatever, I am actually fairly, for the most part, antisocial 99% of the time until I throw a big event. And at my big event, everybody shows up and like, man, I haven't seen you in so long. They all love to come still. So I'm kind of like the person that just disappears for long periods of time. And, you know, when I throw a party, everyone still remembers me, I guess, and shows up. Other than that, I don't really socialize with that many people that often. Although we did have a horror themed game night a couple days ago with some of our besties, and they came out. By cocktails, we listened to like a horror themed playlist and played this like horror themed board game. It's pretty dope. Other than that, yeah, like Pickle's kind of like us. He's kind of keep to himself sort of guy. If I hear more than 7 of the paintings or of the little frames fall off, then I know something's wrong. As a matter of fact, just so that one of them doesn't shatter, because I think they're plex. I actually don't even know if they're glass on the front, but let me go take them all down. Hold on. Good idea. All right. Project team coordinated. All right. She's over there dealing with the hostages. Hey, T6, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the crew, my man. T6 is the creator of most of the songs you hear on the stream, actually. So it'd be nice if I can round off the end of August. How many do I got? Like a week left. I got some payouts lined up. I might be able to get a little bit more, but anyways, these are my rise. These are my payouts for my props. So I've made about 56K this month, and I put about 10K of that into puts already. I'm gonna do 10K more by the end of the week and have 20K puts under this, just in case market sells off, and I'll be long the whole way up. So I've been doing that. I've been taking my prop payouts and hedging the market just in case, you know, that, and kind of trying to play the bigger reversals with insurance and hedging. Sacrifice, you guys are funny. I need to get paint and easels to make it a Bob Ross party. Hell yeah. Dude, when we went to our big 4th of July event, we were all woke up like the first day after we were all, you know, partying the first night. we were all completely like drunk and hungover, and you know the girls are making like breakfast and coffee, and the guys are like chilling outside watching Bob Ross. Like just sitting there. We put it on TV, on the TV outside by the pool, and we're just sitting there like watching Bob Ross, and we're all commenting on the painting like he was watching a basketball game or something. The most peaceful thing in the world to wake up hungover to. Bob Ross will talk you back into it. Oh no, market is going down today. Matt's not wearing his ball hugging shorts. He's wearing pants. I know, like it's basically today's my today is this is pants time now. Matt's cold all the time, so I have to wear pants now. Your mom meant to put her puppy down. I'm sorry to hear that, Squid. Sucks, man. I hope your mom's doing okay. No, I'm bullish according to the monthly map still, but the idea is that we were getting some bear signals. So when we're getting bear signals, right, when DD goes less than half and things like that, I start to caution myself that the market is on the edge. You can never predict that the market's going to crash, but like we get signs a million times, you know, like faster than anyone else. Market's been rallying since April, you know, rally, and then finally this last month we got like one bear signal day, and then market was bearish the next day. We're like rip bull market, and then the market was red again the next day, and then it was bullish all over again, and then we're back to here. Then the market's doing this. So like we correctly identified the end to the bull market there, and now the market's transitioning into another wave or not. So literally we're always a day late to bull market. This is why I was like rip bull market, and like, well, bull market's back. And then here we're like, well, bull market's kind of being shaky again. And then we had this big update on the Fed. Now the question is, where do we go from here? So in transitional times like this is when I always want to load up, get some puts underneath me and to keep longing the market. See, back in here, I didn't have puts underneath me at all. As a matter of fact, after the market crashed with all the Trump tariff stuff, you guys remember I bought calls here and made 50K on the way up. So I haven't been hedging. I don't normally employ the strategy, but once I start getting sort of those like weird signals, I'll put some insurance under my bets and continue longing the market as if nothing had happened, because blind monkey, right? I'm gonna long and long and long and long and long and long, and then if the market crashes down, I blow up every prop account I have and I lose $6,000 worth of prop accounts. Boy, I'll, you know, 3-4x my money on my puts, and that's the whole point of this, right? So it's almost like a money printing glitch to have our greater market signals. Once it starts getting shaky, I just invest a fraction of my prop profits back into puts, and I get the puts short enough that I can 5 to 10x my money. They're close enough in time. I'm not getting like months out. I'm getting month-ish out, slightly less, such that if the market has that volatility and then just sort of dies out very rapidly on VIX, then the market's going to pay out pretty quick. And then basically it's just like cheap high velocity insurance. And the reason I'm doing that, and you guys know, is because VIX is above triple B. And so right at the end of the day, as I said, now you guys know me well enough to know this is the perfect trade. Now, whether I get it right or wrong, it doesn't matter, because I'm always wrong from the right place. So the idea was when we rolled into the new contract for September, we had all this contango built in. We're above the triple B, you know the drill. It's here. You guys know the drill. So whenever we rallied right at the last moment of the day, I'm like, we're above triple B. That's great. Now about the puts. You guys know the reason, right? I'm betting on volatility, and volatility is, or I'm hedging on volatility, is a set. I could also as easily go out there and buy VIX calls, just the same, just to hedge volatility in the market. But I'm hedging a second layer. I'm hedging the volatility assisted sell-off is a second layer of that. I don't like hedging with long VIX, because I hate betting on volatility. Market can sell off even when liquid. So I don't like to take the volatility bet. Hedge funds do this, but it's a good bet. I personally don't like it because it's harder to predict. It's easier to predict a bear market than it is to predict a volatile market. You can tell when traders are bearish. You can't tell when traders are absent. You don't know what they want to do. They're not revealing their hand. Volatility is like the absence of traders revealing their hand. You don't know where they are. So it's harder to guess at volatility than it is to see a bear market manifesting in front of your eyes. So I like to short the market instead, a little bit of puts to hedge on my long positions. So ideally, what could happen is if the VIX is certainly higher than triple B, the market can overshoot pivots. Therefore, we can hit like MHP, and the probability is much higher that the overshoot can trigger a margin call scenario, which pushes the market lower and lower and lower. The VIX above triple B, the probability of smashing through pivots on an event is much higher. The sensitivity of catalysts are much higher, things like that. So it's always great to allow this to be part of my hedging strategy. Do we all understand this, guys? You guys know me long enough to understand this, right? Does this make sense, everybody? The idea that the probabilities are much higher that the market falls as we're getting wonky signals in the three greater markets and VIX is above triple B. It's the perfect lineup for me to say, okay, it's time to start hedging now. It's not just like every single red candle, I'm like, oh my God, I got to hedge, right? It's this particular lineup. The probabilities are much higher that shit falls apart. And that's really how I'm trying to teach you guys. We all understand this, right, guys? You get it? You guys all get it? All on the same page? It's only a little bit, it's not like I'm always throwing money at hedging the market. It's just under the perfect conditions, right? This is the perfect condition to say, it could get weird. Shit could get weird. So and when we sold off, and I even told you guys on this big update, I said, man, I'm gonna wait till the very last minute of the day. I said that right here, right after the news. And right at the end of the day, literally VIX is right on the edge. And I was like, perfecto. So I loaded up and just a little bit. And just as it dances around here for maybe a couple days, I'll get plenty of time to buy that theta back at a cheaper price. Because if the market goes nowhere, my puts will drain value according to theta, which means I can buy it back at a lower price. So I'll load up, double down probably on Friday. If this week sorts to kind of chill out. If the market continues to sell from here, then I've just got 10K on the bet. So I'm going to wait till the end of the week. If VIX is still hugging triple B, we're good. If VIX is below triple B, then I'm just going to kind of hang on to what I got. Again, longing the whole way up still. And that's the way that this cookie crumbles. So what you guys are going to witness this week on the stream is me relentlessly longing the market as usual, buying dips as usual, and maybe blowing up some accounts. But understanding is that the market is now a little bit dangerous, but I've got hedge underneath it. This is part of a bigger bet. Downside risk, $6,000 of longing and blowing everything up. If I were to rotate my accounts to a degree that I lose all, not including buy funded futures, but if I lose all of my 12 accounts in batches of 2 and 3 as I'm trading, right? I would be more than happy to blow up $6,000 if I lose hedge pressure, then lose monthly hedge pressure, then lose the zone, then lose CD band, and market just has that day where everything fucking fails. Oh boy, I'd be excited. You guys understand this, right? This is where trading gets easy. You can identify the proper time when to hedge. This is the secret to hedging. I need to put this in the boot camp, by the way. Oh boy, would I be glad. Have everybody go, no, this guy blew up all his profit counts on the stream, just long the market like an idiot. And then I show you my Webull account that made 50 grand on the way down, 5x. If the market has this day again, I'll 5x. Does this make sense, guys? This is like, if we have that crash, that's it. If the market dies out, I'm fine. And that's the whole point. So consider this moment in time, my announcement of saying, this is one half of a trade. It cost me 10K so far to buy the puts. And if the market goes up while I'm longing and I make 10K in the next day or two, I made 56K in payouts this month. 56K. I'm going to make it back. I'm going to pay off those puts very easily if I'm right on the long side. So the idea is that I really can't lose by rotating accounts. This is a foolproof strategy. I can't lose at this point in time. I'm covered both ways. I'm going to rotate my accounts. I'm choosing now to understand, because there's volatility, I'm going to rotate my accounts. Okay. So what I'm going to do is each pivot that we have, I'm going to trade just 2 or 3 accounts at a time, never all the risk. And so I'm even going to limit my down. Now I'll limit my upside movement by doing that, but that's okay. I'll make 10K this month to pay off the insurance. So I'm covered both sides. And so I'm very happy about this. Now let's talk about greater market. You know, greater market is one of the things we look at. Greater market indicators. We already know that number one, DD ratio is going to be greater than half. I'm just going to guess that. I don't know, but I'm going to guess that because we went way up in the bull territory. Okay, number 2, SPY above MHP. We've been above MHP, so we're going to be above MHP. There's no way we're going to be below it. We blasted up on Friday. And 3, monthly maps. We push so far into bull territory, it's gonna be impossible to think we're bearish. So the greater market, all three are bullish again, right, on Friday's move. And the question just becomes, how do we respond today? You're the only one teaching this out here, as Pele said. Oh, well, I have this theory. And again, I'm not saying throwing shade at anybody. I have this theory that I'm one of the few people on YouTube that is actually doing okay trading, like in general, like as far as trading as a trader. I don't really see a lot of people. I see a lot of people trading. I see a lot of people making money. I see a lot of people being decent at the game. Not saying they're bad. I don't see a lot of people on YouTube blowing my mind. It makes me go, holy shit, this person's like, okay. All right. You know what I'm saying? Like I watch something, I go, holy crap, this is like a savant. This is like when I watch Magnus Carlsen or Hikaru play chess, I'm like, I'm addicted to it. I watch these guys play chess and I'm like, man, the tactics they employ, my brain is seeing it. I'm like geeking out. I'm like, oh my God, these guys are like so good at the game. I'm going to study what they do. I can watch them. When I watch Tom Brady throw a football, you know, like, you know, when he was playing the Texans and when we were in the playoffs with them, I was just like, man, you can just see a master at his game. You know, you can see somebody who's leagues better than our quarterback. You can just see somebody that's just like playing circles around our defense. You know, like when you see somebody that's like a master of their craft, you're just addicted to it and you want to learn and watch everything they do. You know, it's kind of like, okay. On YouTube, I don't really find that in trading. I'm not gonna lie. I don't find anybody in trading on YouTube at all that makes me go, holy shit, this is the Tom Brady of day trading. I see people that are good at making payouts, but I don't see somebody that's like, who's the Magnus Carlsen day trading, right? You're right. I don't really see a lot of it on YouTube. It's not a lot of spectacular traders. There's a lot of intelligent people. There's a lot of people that make a lot of money trading, but it's different than somebody that has like, just has like an id factor that's like bringing something to the table that you've never seen before. That's like mind-blowingly different. Nobody out there teaches anything that's super spectacular. They just teach decent, good stuff, you know, good habits, good drills, you know, good behaviors. You know, so occasionally like some really good trading performances and stuff, but you know what I'm saying? I see people that are killing it, but I still wouldn't consider them like master of the craft or master of teaching. You know what I mean? Like some of the people I've seen make ridiculous payouts, are doing very well. Still don't have like this like next level grasp on the market where like I'm taking notes on everything they say. I've never found it. I'd love to find it, but trading is not necessarily a you know, a world where it's easy to articulate why you do so well. Some people do very well and they can't articulate why they do so well. They just do so well, which is even harder. Some of the people that are really good at it don't really, you know, understand why they're good at it or teach you why they're good at it. That's also a limit. Trading is a weird thing and a hard thing to teach. It's a really special kind of person to articulate it. Macro, what do you say? Your mentor made 1 million in one day off the cock and balls indicator. Dude, that's a great indicator. Matt plans to make money with trading and now with affiliates. Well, no, I plan to make money with both. Let's be real. But the affiliate money goes to good use. Now we have, you know, a huge, you know, budget now to do cool shit for you guys. Like, you know, buy all more accounts to give away and, you know, help out with the prop firms. Like I have customer service team now working with prop firms, working with you guys on prop firms. So, you know, I'm paying those guys so y'all can get like first round assistance. Like you guys need help with the prop firm. I got my guys messaging their heads to get y'all in front of the line and stuff like that. So, you know, we're putting that money to good use. I'm putting that money to good use. Sure. For sure. What I want to do next is, I'm trying to think of something. You know what I thought was pretty cool? I kind of like, but actually, hold on. Market's going to start in 2 minutes. Let's talk about market. Let's go for it. What's the red line? I would say right here, it's called illiquidity pivot. It's just a potential bouncing point. It's where the upward movement from yesterday has a balancing act. So an illiquidity pivot is a rebalancing of an illiquid moment. It's just it's a predictable high volume pivot. We have a course on how to do it. It's left over from Friday. Okay, so today, guys, we're gonna be gapping down slightly in the NASDAQ. Full transparency, I did make 2 trades overnight. And they were both short. They both made 2,000 bucks each. That's it though. I forgot to mention that. Why did I short? Well, we gapped up and I immediately shorted just because I wanted to just kind of, I had 2 accounts that were with Fund Next. They were right on the edge and I was like, fuck it, might as well get it. And they not round, so I pushed over the edge. Now they're good. Yeah, very rarely I do this. On the gap, I literally at open and I was hanging out with my son and I had to take him back home like basically that hour, and then right when 5 o'clock happened, the market opens, it literally gaps up. I just shorted 2 contracts, put a stop, went to bed, and apparently woke up with 2 grand in each. So I'm up 4 grand already. Yeah. They were 2 of the old legacy Fund and X accounts. I've been babysitting for a while. And I was like, I can just, if it doesn't work out, I'll just re-up them if I bust them, but I got lucky and didn't bust them. So they're still eval side. So now they're okay. All right, we're gapping down with res kind of decent. My Fund and Futures 1 billion giveaway, LOL. Squid is right. When you don't need to make money is when you make the most money. Right. Well, we could detach yourself from needing the money. It's usually the best situation you can be. All right. So keep in mind, res is positive on S&P, but barely. We've gapped down and it's barely positive. That's decent enough to run up the half gap and forward. But you know what I'm saying? Like today, I don't feel it. I don't feel it today. NASDAQ is just completely down. 23.4. We're down. Down 30. NASDAQ is kind of gapping down a little bit. So resistance on the NASDAQ side. Let's focus on NASDAQ today because it's the gross one. Now NASDAQ just dropped to -40. It's flopping around. S&P is still positive. We just killed off that entire green candle. It's not terrible yet. Okay, now it is looking terrible. All right, we are at LP every single time NASDAQ. Let's try it one more time. EST. We're at bear zone at 480. 1 contract, 1 account. Literally 1 contract, 1 account. That's it. EST, 1 contract, 1 account. The market crashes out. I'm happy. 100% happy. All right, I'm going to have a 40-point stop on this 1 contract, 1 account. That's it. Nothing else. Let's watch S&P. That's it. That's literally just it. That's all I'm going to do today. 1 contract, 1 account. S&P is bullish. I'm 64.39, which is good. If we do tank out, then I've got something there. I'm kind of middle of the bet. 90% on DD ratio, which is good. NASDAQ resilience is kind of dog shit, but we're okay. As long as they hold bear zone, I'm good up to at least bull zone support, which kind of sucks because that move did take off right at the start of the day. Not the best trade, but 1 contract, 1 account. If the market crashes out, I got puts underneath me. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. If you don't mind really quick. Smash that for me. I forgot to let you guys know at 1,000 viewers, we'll be doing a Tradeify straight to funded account. And I hope this trade loses money. I hope it dies out. 1 contract, 1 account. That's it. That's it. Setup isn't terrible. It's not the best though. Obviously, we are still in that mode of volatility. We will likely be overshooting pivots. If the market dies out to 40, I stop out. We're good. I don't care about this. There's a red line. It probably is going to overshoot that and hang. If it does, we're good. And I'm totally fine with that. I'm up 4,000 bucks already pre-market. So 1 contract, 1 account. That's it. That's literally it. And this is what I wanted to see, but I'm only going to risk getting just 1 today. Yeah, just 1. That's it. Boom, 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 boom. Overshoot potential is at 440. VIX is above triple B, so I'm gonna allow the 40 point overshoot. Like I said, this is a sacrificial account. Only one sacrifice. This is called the sacrifice, okay? This is not a sacrifice. I don't know how to spell, but sacrifice. That's it. This account's got, you know, Jesus Christ. Don't even, you know what? That's how you spell it. Sacrifice. All right, let's double check monthly maps while we're chilling here. Like I said, one sacrifice account, one contract. If it goes up, I'm good. If the market dies, I'm okay. Bull zone, we're good. Bullish on monthly maps. NASDAQ, we're bullish. Monthly maps are good. SPY, we're good. Okay, perfect. S&P does have bull zone support at the bottom. DD is 90%. So at worst case scenario, I do expect a bounce right here, which should be fine. Sacrificial lamb account. Yeah, one sacrifice. Just dipping my toes in the water, you guys. Just a little dippy dip. All right. That's it. Upper target from here. I could have doubled down, but I'm going to hold on to this. 480 up to 520 is a 40-point scalp. Resilience is pretty bad, though. So at best case scenario, on the pop on the overshoot, I'll close out and just call it. You rally up today, maybe not. 20K core accounts for $1. Oh, yeah. By the way, my funded futures is offering me a handful of accounts, more accounts to give away this month just for funsies. They asked me what I wanted, pro or scale. You guys let me know. What would you rather have, pro accounts or scale accounts? This is a gift. They were like, I got on the phone with somebody from there yesterday. We were chit-chatting about some bigger stuff. You guys can pick. I'll let y'all pick. You want pro? Okay. I told them, I was like, go ahead and do pro unless you hear otherwise. I'm sure they're going to pick pro. He's like, all right, let me know. So looks like I know you guys better than y'all thought. Did I say 1,000 beers? Always 1,000 beers. What's up, guys? How's it going, bud? How's it going? Wooter, what's up? Scaling about more? No, it's the same amount. It's tit for tat. So I was like, well, pro's the more expensive one. It's not like there'd be like one pro for every 2 scales. It's like, we're going to give you a bunch of accounts. Which kind do you want? They don't care. The risk model is the same for them in all the cases. So you guys got to think from your end, it might seem like pro's a better account. But remember, pro and scale, they're all balanced to be profitable products of the prop. So they're all going to be the same price to them. That's why they don't care. If that makes any sense. Yeah, for you guys, pro might seem like a better option. Oh, one sacrifice account, one long, one contract, EST. I could add to it. Resilience is slightly better. Could I do one contract, 2 accounts? Let's do 2 accounts. One more. One contract, 2 accounts. Let's change that to 2. And I'm only going to do from there to there. That's it. And we'll see. Now, if they both lose $800, I'm fine, but whatever. I'm going to rotate my accounts 2 accounts at a time. That's basically it. We're doing LP trade. NASDAQ, you guys know the drill. Same old, same old. Welcome to Monday, y'all. It's the same shit, different day. EST every single time. We play the song, we don't cry. I don't know how the song goes, but I'm gonna play the song. All right. Bump, 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 bump. What I like about EST reminds me of Detroit Rock City by Kiss. Dun 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 dun. S&P res slightly pushing positive, which is decent. Again, positive res is just a gap fill interaction. Can be a gap fill. So positive res on S&P could fill the gap. It's right on the edge, though. It's not good enough, but we'll see. Just at least give me the full pocket trade, man. Again, with VIX above triple B, you're going to undershoot, overshoot pivots, though, which kind of sucks. Overshoot, and sometimes you can't undershoot. So it doesn't mean it goes all the way, but it can undershoot. It's fighting for it. And I don't like that it's not picking up momentum to go there. So let's push it, though. UVXY EST. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Appreciate. Man, I love that you guys are so smart. Y'all let me know this shit. Be careful on VIX. VIX in liquidity pocket, which means we got some movement in the VIX, which means this trade's gonna be pretty short-lived. I'll just take the win and call it pretty soon. I'm gonna get like very close. Gonna give me one more candle there, baby. All right, res is positive on both sides. This is good for S&P gap fill. That's a great bet I made. Hang in there. On the line. Looking pretty good. Guys, do me a favor, smash the like button really quick. Hang in there. Hang in there. Hang in there. $1 billion giveaway. Oh yeah, the My Fun and Futures thing. So yeah, don't forget to go to My Fun and Futures. Here, I'll give you the link. So they're doing $1 billion giveaway. It's the marketing thing here. Let me give you the link for it. There's other prizes too. There's more than just that, by the way. You know, like, you know, $1 billion worth of funded, right? It's like the idea is that, you know, if you get a $100,000 account, you know, $1 billion worth of funded sim account, you know, it's not really they're giving you $1 billion. You know how it is. But 20,000 traders will get a 50K core account for $1. Pretty dope, right? So 20,000 traders. So essentially, you know, you guys know how it works. Like, hold on. Do we want the market to die today, or we don't want the market to die today? So you guys know how it goes. Like right now, prop companies are competing for market share. It's a big deal. So you're gonna see, this is what I like to call the golden age of prop. You guys are experiencing prop at its finest. You're gonna get the craziest. This year is gonna be crazy, and then probably gonna all go tighten up next year. They're gonna have all kind of cool shit. No DLL and cap payouts with Fund Index. My Fund and Futures giving you 20,000 accounts for $1. Everyone out there competing for market share. So you pay attention. I'm gonna make sure you guys, I'm gonna teach my guys to sniff this out for y'all. This is where you guys get to have fun. Just buy all the props you can at $1 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Everybody out there is looking for customers and fighting with each other over it. So they're all gonna have tons of these market share grabbing deals. Not just like, here's a sale. It's more like, here's a, how are we gonna one up the next guy? So you guys are gonna go along for the ride this year. Have fun with it. Top Step's still doing nothing. Yeah. Top Step entered their descent to the ground when they got Tradeify out the picture. Top Step X is just not a good platform for traders like me who like to rotate their accounts. You can't manage accounts inside of that platform that well. It's a very bad platform. It's very, very vanilla. Actually, not even vanilla. It's even more basic vanilla. It's missing crucial features that unless you're copy trading, the platform is absolutely ass. So, are we like missing like 300 people? What's going on today? Where'd everybody go? Did I forget to post the stream somewhere? They all got banned. Did IDOC ban the community again? I tried something different, which I never do. I schedule the stream in advance. And I think that changes the algo's perception of your stream. I think people will tell you to do that. I did it just to try it out. I think it has a greater impact to go live when you go live, and I don't know. We'll see. Maybe people thought today was Labor Day. Probably so. But the YouTube numbers are weird. Like some days we'll have 1,200 viewers, some days we'll have 800 viewers. It's like, I don't know how yeah, it looks like we're losing these key levels. Again, nice to see if the market continues to move. Res is positive, which is good. Around the edge. Like I said, one contract account, one contract per account, 2 small longs. This is nice to see this kind of move, but if it does sell off today, then I'm absolutely 100% okay with that. I'll hold through the chop. Red line is sort of that support area, and we are overshooting because of the VIX situation. So be careful because VIX is on a bullish support pivot. We can see additional volatility. I'm out. If you guys missed out my speech this morning, I'm absolutely okay. I'm trading very small, just on a couple accounts, and I hope the market sells off and dies today. I actually wish I had a song that says I hope the market dies today. I got some pretty decent puts at the end of the day Friday, and I'm ready to watch the market die out. Just do a couple of sacrificial longs at liquidity pocket, and if it doesn't work out, then don't work out. I'm good. Such a great song. Let me go look at S&P really quick. S&P fighting to hang on here. We gap down, we're trading down. If we back into here, it could be a gap fill trade on positive res. Anything that's close to zero, I say is almost zero. So on the line, it's almost over the line. That's kind of how it works. It's almost like in a tennis sense. If you hit the line, it's over. So if you're hitting the line, I consider it bullish. If it's like right on the edge, I'm like, it's bullish enough. Market, please don't. Okay, so guys, don't forget to get your song submissions into the song submission channel. We're gonna start that contest later today. Thinking that we got some songs you guys have made. Let me check them out. Let me check. Wow, there's a bunch of songs since the other day. That was Anthony's song from Friday. Boga, what's up, man? Good morning. All right. The Hedge and Dangerous song is a Market Die song? Really? Okay, let's find it. Hold on. Maybe I'm wrong. Version 2. There we go. Okay, Full Port Party. The Nikki Nightmares. Oh, like overnight trading stargazer. I like it. Okay. Rocket Scooter. Wait, which one? Wait, Hedged and Dangerous. Yeah, can you relink it for me so I can find it? Can you find it and post a link again? I'll totally play it. Let's see what we got.
Yeah. Long and strong, baby, watch them ride. Blue pill candle sticking long. Shooting up high, all night strong. Pump that wick, watch my P&L grow with my blue pill candle. I'm ready to blow.
My blue pill candle.
Dimes lit up, I'm slapping that axe. Feel me deep, baby, I'm built to last. No weak sticks here, no tiny tees. Dropping fat green, bringing bears to their knees.
Dude, we got like Ludacris in here. That's dope.
No pulling out, baby, I dominate. Blue pill candle sticking long. Shooting up high, all night strong. Pump that wick, watch my P&L grow with my blue pill candle. I'm ready to blow. Blow it up. Start going vertical quick. Fat
That's pretty cool. Market Please Die Today song. All right, we got a couple of them. Hold on. All right, cool. I'm gonna be a little bit of a rogue here and maybe do 2 contracts in this other account. Now that we're back at Bear Zone top. All right, let me add to it. Not the one on screen, the other one off screen. This one can only make $1,000 bucks. Well, ooh. This sounds like, oh god, it reminds me of God, what's that EDM song? It reminds me of it's a pretty decent song. Everyone with female vocals. Yeah, no, it sounds like it's like where have you been all my life? Yeah, that's that song. God, who is that? Is that Rihanna? Yeah, it sounds like Where Have You Been by Rihanna. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. Where have you been all my life? Yeah. Come on, let's get that pocket, man. Full pocket run. Let's go up to 520. This will be my target here if I can get it. Your ETF static profit goal. Love the stream. Let's go, man. Good job. Good job. It's a pretty decent song. I like it. All right. Raz is starting to tank a little bit. So I'm already up $4,000 overnight from 2 of my trades. 2 of my accounts made 2,000 each, which was cool. And I'm just going to sacrifice at liquidity pocket, just one particular setup. If I can get 1 trade out of this, I'd be happy. Pocket to pocket trade. Res is not that great though, so we're having a hard time breaking through. Like I said, the best case scenario would be half gap. That's the best. Top today. Top with res less than 0. I don't think we break through that at all. I'm lucky if I get the pocket, I feel like. And it's getting a heavy selling pressure right now. I kind of don't like this not doing anything. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna close out. I don't like the way that it looks. Oh shit, I haven't even opened my MyFunded account. So I reboot my computer sometimes. I forget to open my shit. I'm just now look at it. I'm like, whatever. Okay, I closed out. I know I'm missing out on EST setup. I don't care. So if you guys are wondering, this is my payouts from August, $56,000. I could show you guys that. Hold on a second. Let me get a screenshot of what you guys are done so far. So this is where I'm at today. Like these are my 2 accounts that made 2,000 each, and these 2 I'm just like whatever. Let me chill on this. Although I probably should still hold along. Deterioration of resilience as we press through here each time. A more negative res allows me to not believe we break out through higher highs. I'm using that as confluence to kind of get out of my trade here. So I'm probably missing out on a good long op right now, but I'm okay with just chilling at least for now. I went ahead and just closed out on flat for that. So yeah, I did make a short last night. You guys are gonna freak out, but when the bar, again, this is just feel. There was no strategy to this. When the market opened, I just decided, I was like, screw it. We gapped up and I shorted it. And I set my profit target for 2,000 in the platform, and I was like, well, let me just get the trade, and that's basically it. I could be holding on to this through that, but I think that the deteriorating res, I'm going to stay away, which is good. We hope the market dies today, right? Oh yeah, this song, I remember this song. I got my puts, baby. It's still a decent long setup right now, you guys, but I'm gonna avoid it. With the way that I look for resilience to be a confluence indicator with gap fills, but I also use it to be a strength indicator on subsequent bounces. Now, if I miss out on that, I miss out on it, which is cool. The idea is that if resilience is in a worsening spot, if the first move up only made it this high with res here, the second move up is not likely to break through that with res in a worse, but it's fewer stocks giving the momentum. It's market cap weighted. So I use that as like a breadth indicator, I guess, right? Right. Worsening res means we don't break through that high. So I got out of my trade early. I tell you guys, when you start mastering using resilience, it'll be one of your favorite tools because you can use it for many different things. So why would I bet that we break through here unless res gets slightly better? We need to see that movement. So it doesn't mean it's always right, but it's a really good gauge for me to just kind of like say, okay, maybe I'll not take it. So my belief is that that's about as high as we could go, unless this starts moving, which is not. It doesn't mean I'm shorting either. I'm just kind of gonna like chill on this. So nobody else is hedging, so you don't want the market to die? Yeah. LP is still every single time set up until I talk myself out of it. I was already trading small to begin with and I sized out of it, so. That could have been a decent run though. But honestly though, I honestly don't. I'm not feeling it today. So the bull path goes from here to here if it does hang on to that. If it does break through there and if it does fall to there, ratio is good enough to hold a bull support. But the resilience less than 0 means the best you can hope is that we're not breaking that today. Even in my personal opinion, with the negative reses here, we're not breaking that today. But we'll see. Market's picking up a little bit of a bid here, but should be some volatility. Nvidia sort of holding. So we have some bull support in Nvidia. Apple's starting to rally, which is kind of keeping the market going. Amazon sort of holding flat. Microsoft sort of holding flat with support. Meta breaking through MHP. So it's a mixed bag with the tech again. Tesla holding key support and monthly hedge pressure. So, and Google rallying. So we got like most things are actually holding or rallying. Not a lot of the big tech is selling off. So we're doing pretty solid there. Let me load up the sector tracker. Is the music too loud, guys, by the way? Can y'all hear it over me? Should I turn it down? Let me know. Everything's sort of like down-ish. I'm gonna use my little Nasdaq confluence to give me, well, look at that. I could have made that trade after all. Honestly though, I would absolutely be taking profit right here and be kind of chill with it. I was still in it. Turn it down. Okay. My bad. Yeah, I can't hear what you guys hear. That was my original trade to go from here to here, and that's it. That is literally it. It's hard to now. Again, res just kind of picked up some tail here, so that's actually looking much better for that to not be it. So, and that's why EST is good, and at close to 0, it can still push around. We're still in that weird volatility sense. I'm not shorting this. I'm not doing anything. I could still be long in this, but there was the play. Looks like I closed out early, flat, and didn't do anything, but I don't know why I closed down. Was a wuss about it. I should have just still held on. But this candle was like, yeah, fuck it. Let me get out of the way. I wasn't expecting us to break through here, but now the stocks have picked up some movement now. A little bit of a laggingness on here, and obviously in the state of volatility we have, the stocks could be moving around asymmetric to, or like off sync with the actual index itself. You know you do. For the P&L song. Pass a few pros on that. Let's go, baby. Well done, guys. Well done. Okay. Looking pretty solid here, I would say, as far as liquidity pockets go. I don't know. No bearishness today. Let's see if VIX is collapsing out. Greater market's all bullish again. VIX is still LP, so this is still a caution where the volatility could play out. I think people are still optimistic about the Fed stuff. So we have that whole don't fight the Fed mentality. I'm absolutely not shorting this. Looks like bull side is back. Everything does look good. And had I held on to that, and you guys probably have bigger balls than I did, but y'all probably doing well on that one. Oh, maybe I'm wrong version 2. Oh yeah, hold on, wait. That song, let me play that one a little bit. Full port party, let's go. Stargazer has some. Decent run, guys. That was decent. Anybody trade this one and hold on? Anybody do anything here? I was a wuss. I would probably just take profit on that big green candle I just got if I was still in it. Yeah, EST is EST. I know. I taught y'all well. I did say I was gonna throw some sacrifices at it, but yeah. So that was the trade. That's actually great. What I find in futures is like kicking out the like 1 billion giveaway. That's crazy. Well, 1 billion in accounts, right? So that was okay. So if you have like 100K accounts times 1,000 is a million. Wait, hold on. Sorry. 100K times 10 is a million times another 1,000. So 10,000 people with a 100K account will be quote unquote billion in funded. That's some nice marketing there. The $1 billion giveaway, but not really a $1 billion giveaway. Hopefully they passed something like that through their legal. $1 billion. It doesn't say $1 billion, but just have a dollar sign in there. I would say if I had a legal team, they would tell me that you can't just say $1 billion. You have to say 1 billion in funded accounts. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you can't really say, again, this is all gray area over here, but I would say like if it was me taking that risk with marketing, somebody could remember the Pepsi jet from the 80s where like you could win a jet and the kid actually, there's a documentary on it and they didn't think anybody was going to win it, but this kid like pushed to actually win it. And they had to cough up a jet at the end of the day. Yeah, there's gotta be an asterisk somewhere in there. Oh, they defined it. 20,000 traders will win a 50K core account for $1. Oh, okay, they explained it on there. Never mind. So I guess they qualified it by explaining what it meant. I would just think that, like, I'd have to be very cautious on. It's $20,000 incoming, right? I'm an asterisk, LOL. Did he lose the lawsuit? Did the guy didn't, he actually didn't get his jet? I remember the documentary, but I watched it, but I don't remember the outcome. So did he not win his jet? Is that what ended up happening? He lost the lawsuit? Damn. Has an option. Signing for the billion thing has an option. Input affiliate code. What's up with that? Just put in my affiliate code. That's it. It's probably just to give credit to your favorite, you know, your favorite person or whatever. So, you know, I'll get 15 per, I'll get, I don't know, whatever percent of your dollar. I don't know. He got the money because they couldn't demilitarize the jet. He got a small fraction of the value of it too. Yeah, he's still, the guy's still pissed. Oh, really? Okay. Give me my 3 cents, baby. Let's go. Okay. Very nice, very nice. Good song submissions. All right. So had I held on to that, which was my first trade I was gonna make, I'd probably be a little bit up today. But you guys, if y'all made out like bandits today. Gap fill would be it now that res is positive. Now we had that clearance right here. Bull support from here to fill gap is the likely trade now. I don't care to jump in on this late either. This is Matt Duritz from the Counting Crows. You literally like gave me Counting Crows hairpiece. That's awesome. I was absolutely like blown away when I found out the guy was really bald. That was a hairpiece all those years. But then I was like, yeah, those dreadlocks seemed absolutely unreasonably large and full, like comically big. We should do our giveaways right at 11. So 10:30 or 11. So we'll probably do it in about like 30 minutes. Nice clean bull day today, I get, or clean-ish, at least for this opening move. A little bitter that I closed out early, but that's okay. Nice clean little bull run here for gap fill. All right, what do I got going on here? Pretty clean on that gap fill for NASDAQ, at least for now. S&P still has a little bit of wiggle room to kind of push all the way up to 64.84. That's a pretty clean move here. Pretty solid song. I like it. Wait, Austin, you have another problem? I saw your email. I didn't know you had another problem. I thought it was still talking about the same one. I haven't checked it out yet. I'll look at it today, though. I'm sorry to hear that, man. If we dip one more time, the question is, can I take it one more time? The heck? Oh. No. So I still have a weird feeling about today, but All right. All right. Wait, they counted the adjustment as profit and mess up your consistency big time? Okay. That sucks, dude. Let me reach out to them and see what they say. That's like a unique situation because like yours, they're like manually adjusting the account. I'm sure they didn't think of that though. They were doing it. You're getting your first fund and next payouts today. Let's go. Very nice. Very nice. A lot of people probably getting shaken out of trying to short this at the open, which is decent. I'm only bitter because I didn't get the long set up the EST. But I'd probably just close out there anyways. I would have only made $1,000 probably and $600 probably. All decent. All things are decent for right now. Resilience support here to here. If we do break through there, there's typical move there from the close. S&P is the one that still has room to move. So Nasdaq has a little bit. The thing with S&P right now, it's like it hasn't even started moving yet. All conditions are decent for S&P to fill the gap. It's just not picking up momentum. This is what originally scared me out of trying to take the trade because S&P was not moving when it was negative. It was down below the box. Now it's barely picking up any momentum. I mean, it's a decent long for 14 points to fill the gap from here. For whatever reason, it just felt a little off. It's kind of was having me avoid the market today. I like the S&P is not really moving. That's the one thing that has me a little iffy about today. I don't know. I'm just going to chill. I don't think I'm going to do much. I know it still has room to move. I'm just not the biggest fan of it. I don't know about you guys, but... I'm with you, Gam. I'm not taking a position again either. Downside, I think, is probably, even though indicators look good, it still is kind of like S&P is not picking momentum from here. On a fundamental reason, I don't believe Friday's move was a sustainable thing, even though it might still, you know, round off a top over this week. It's all indicators are bullish. I have no reason to doubt it. I'm just being a wuss. Yeah. Okay. Let me see real quick. All right, so technically speaking, I could try to tell it long over time, but it's this weird feeling about today. But this is the long bounce point for a second trade. I think I feel more comfortable if I let this market fully develop after Friday's move to see where this goes, to really aggressively tackle it. I hate trading around the edge of volatility, which means the market can be a little tricky, a little whatever. I want to see what happens here. Maybe today I'll probably like chill today as well. Friday I chilled, today I'm chilling. VIX being on the edge there is kind of like that one sort of, you know, let's be careful today, right? It's gonna be a little weird. Right. How's this gonna work out today? Res is still good. Everything's good, at least for S&P to make a move on the gap fill. But for whatever reason, the fact that it is like gapping down and staying down, even though while some of the stocks are moving, it might just be a delayed response that this is going to move pretty quick. But I'm keeping an eye on this. Like I said, this activity is weird. It's weird to you guys as well, right? Like, why are we down below the box all this time? And even with the positive res, the index isn't moving higher. So maybe it's just it's detaching very quickly. So the index is delayed, but the stocks have started moving, and even with the market cap going, the index is still being pressed lower. For whatever reason, index is lagging, so that either this is a lag signal too long to fill the gap. But even the fact that it's only 13 points, this is like why I'm not excited to even touch it. The idea that it's just like such a tiny move on the S&P. I don't really care to do much. It's a B setup, just like it was today. Nasdaq was an A setup, which I did make the attempt at the long and then just closed out because I thought it was looking weird, and this was looking weird. I did everything right. I just think like there's better opportunities here. There's better opportunities here. For whatever it's worth, I just have a weird feeling about today's move. Now, if I miss out on a little bit of a bump day, I miss out on a bump day. That to there is likely. No. Do I care about 10 points? Not really. I won't have to try to make a prediction on every move. When as soon as you feel off about something, it's okay just to chill. You don't have to actually do everything, you know. All right, you guys. I'll be right back. EST every sometimes. Yeah, honestly though, a gap fill is just touching SPY's close yesterday. This is what I'm looking for. This is the SPY open and close. So I use that as a gap fill. Like I said, it is just not really that appetizing for me to take that today. The idea that Res was bumping higher, I didn't expect the S&P to go higher. And then finally we got a little bit of bump in stocks and it's pulling back a little bit. The idea that this is not moving and this is all B setup anyways, I'm just going to kind of chill. Doesn't mean I think it's going to fall, but I kind of want to wait. I've got A setup down in here to play off of. For whatever reason, I just have this fear that today is going to be the day we undo Friday. I had this feeling that Friday was like a temp thing and that today was going to be the day where we just like end up back down here. That's what I thought. And we'll see what happens. But honestly, with the VIX the way that it is, it can swing either direction. So I did jump in on the long here and then just kind of closed out early. I longed here, then closed out relatively flat. I still have my profit from last night, so I'm okay with like, you know, I did make something, which is good, but yeah, this is just not the most. VIX dying. Yeah, it's good to see the VIX pulling back and staying low. I'd like for this to be a bull market, which would be nice. Can I make my boot camps at market close? You can't make, is there any way around this? Well, the boot camp videos are like pre-recorded, so you can always watch the pre-recorded videos. But the live sesh is the live sesh. Like there's really nothing I can do about it because the, you know, it's live and it's talking about like the market conditions that particular day. The only benefit to being live is that you get to experience like what's going on in the market at that moment. So you still learn the stuff without being live. So live would be like, here's what's going on in today's market, you know. And we used to record the recording. We have a recording and then we would record me going over the class. So it's like a recording with me talking over the recording. And it was like a recording of a recording. Then it just got messy because people were like, let me do the boot camp. Well, where do I start? Well, imagine this, right? Imagine we have like a video from January. And then in February, we watch the video and I have some commentary. So it's like a little bit longer, right? It's watching the video and then me talking pieces of it. And then a person that joins in March, we could say, what videos do I watch? He said, well, watch the January, then watch the February. But then March is an entirely different market. So then it was like, do we record the February, then me talking over that again? And then it's like even longer. And it's like me talking over me, talking over me, talking over me, talking. It got this weird situation that we would have. We used to have like 3 versions of boot camp. And people would like watch all 3 of them are all beneficial. Well, it kind of came down to we had to do a stopping point. So January was like when I re-record the videos, and then they're just it. But they're so good without having to be there live. They pretty much cover everything you need to know. The live just is like a more a Q&A sort of version of the videos. The whole point of me being there is to answer questions and relate it to like live things. If you can't make the live there, then ask your questions here and the YouTube, and then we'll cover your questions here. It's like the same experience, right? You watch the video, you can ask me questions about the video here. It was a weird logistical problem. Like we can always have the current on rotation within the old videos, but somebody's just like, how do I get through the classes? And we're like, okay, let's just anchor them down. And I can't do the whole class. I would normally like to do the whole class live and just have those on the rotation. Like my dream, if I physically could do this, would be like to have classes 1 through 20, like just always 3, 4, and imagine we go all the way to 20, right? And then we start over, and then I'm re-recording a new class 1 and a new class 2 and a new class 3. And so you're always going through the newest videos, and there's only 20. The problem is I physically can't do that anymore. I started losing my voice by the end of the day. And per doctor and eye doc recommendations, we have to now watch a static video together, and I talk on occasion. By the end of the day, my voice is gone. So according to the doctor, I can cause permanent vocal damage if I don't take care of my voice. So that became the point of having to anchor down some recorded videos and leave them. Trump is live soon. Yep. So today we're gonna have some Trump movement on the market. Get that out of here. Get ready to go. There we go. Live soon. Signs new executive orders on flag burning. All right. I like it. A new recorded boot camp sometime? Kind of not. I mean, the videos are like perfect the way they are. I think we perfected it. Some of them need to be updated based on the platform updates, and that's it. Other than that, the boot camp's pretty solid. I would just re-recording some of them, like when we recorded the videos for resilience, it didn't have the weekly resilience, the blue one, and then now the liquidity map is all in futures. We need to re-record those the next round. So next round, now that we have all the new updates coming out this round, next boot camp will be re-recorded. Most of it will be, because the platform is completely different. So that's like the time we do re-record them. Yeah. Play the P&L song. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's time to whip it out, guys. Hold on. Let's see. Did y'all do anything today? Because I'm curious. It's time to whip it out. There's Vine. I'm up 4K. I'm absolutely excited to see this market sort of like sustain this activity. I think nobody, don't fight the Fed is a key component to any trading strategy. The Fed's been very sort of, transparent about the idea that we're going to keep the stock market going. We don't want people to get laid off. This is kind of like Jay Powell's commentary. So I think that that's pretty good. And with Trump talking, anything can happen today. Like I said, market's very sensitive. The way the VIX is lined up, that Trump talking can be like all over the freaking place. Good days, good days. Don't fight the Fed, yeah. Let me just analyze the kind of bigger trend here. It looks like when you look at everything, remember before we sort of had that big old kind of sort of like market selling, we were just pressuring the markets, pushing lower. It was like pressing lower and it wasn't breaking highs on the rallies and finally just kind of shit on itself. It's still trying to press lower minus this actual crash out day that we had. We're kind of just back in line with where we actually were before any of that stuff happened. The Fed just kind of bumped us back to normal. S&P is the weirder looking one though. S&P sort of overshot and went pretty high, which is decent, right? Usually this is not the most bearish sort of look. My hesitation today is just because VIX is right on the edge. And I hate gambling on that kind of a day, because that is the one day that with VIX being on the edge, the market can just out of nowhere, just like, it's sensitive enough to do that. So I'm okay with missing out on a few 10-point moves in the S&P than actually being out there. Like I'm absolutely okay just chilling on the sidelines. I'm going to have to go get these like 40 NASDAQ points, whatever. With the market being so sensitive, they'll be, again, if it's back to being bullish, I got weeks and months of bull activity to play on. This is sort of those days where it just doesn't, everything being on the edge, I don't have to go out there and try much. Anybody that's out there, you know, let's hold it. Full port party song. I like it, man. Am I bear bias? Is it bear market? No, it's still bullish. I kind of want to see how today plays out before I really make any bigger decisions. Because VIX being really close, VIX is in a liquidity pocket and VIX on top of the contango midpoint. It's like right on the edge of spontaneous volatility. I mean, spontaneous volatility. I mean, like we're sitting here and the market can just spontaneously erupt, like in either direction. Watch, when Trump is talking, the market could do one of anything. And I'm sure the upside potential is more likely now that everything's stabilized. If I were to make a bet. You know, this morning things were a little off and then the market just flipped to the other side. So as of exactly like 8:57, right about here, we got the signal the market was decent for the gap fill, right? And should be decent here. Like that would be the move. And because of my iffies, even if I was long, I would be out there. Good. All evidence is bullish. So, you know, no shorting today, right? So things are good. But again, I just want to be on the sidelines just in case. Like I said, I miss out on sometimes. I miss out on some moves, which is totally cool. But I'm going to get something if the market does whip around. That's what I'm a little kind of waiting for. Good stuff. And with Trump talking, it can go either direction. Last thing I'm gonna do is gamble. We have a nice tight range today. And I've got some really strong A setups, like A plus setups. I'll call down here. My ideal thought today was that if I got out of the way and I fell to these areas right here, we've got really stacked confluence on zone supports. So I was thinking that, you know, with the bad signs we had, and I did close out early today, that we would end up right here. And then boom, I can hit most of my accounts from the bottom there. Didn't expect this, so that was unusual, but once the market cleaned itself off, we got a little delayed response on res by about a minute. So I just decided to exit this and not do anything. I exited right here. I got in right there, or exited right there. So basically closed out flat. When is Trump talking? Like soon. It just says soon President Trump signs executive orders. Like, I don't know if it's going to really mean anything to the market, but he's going to probably have some commentary. Somebody ask him a question about something. Market is sensitive to anything right now, so it could dip pretty quick. It could rally really quick. When is Trump not talking about, right? For voice protection, somebody says lemon drops reduce the wear and tear on your voice as you're talking all day. That's a good idea. I usually have something in my desk, and I'm now out of everything. I mean, lemon drops, like lemon cough drops, or lemon drops a shot. If I could do some shots, that might work. For whatever it's worth, I do feel, for whatever it's worth, that yesterday's move in Europe and Asia overnight is the top for this week. Again, that's why I grabbed the puts at the end of the day yesterday. I think that was an that was a short squeeze, and that the market is sort of trying to build itself back to going down. I'm hedged in case it does. I'm avoiding this tiny little move here. 100% is shots. Okay. But did y'all take any longs of gap fill? Are you guys still in a trade now? Are you guys flat? What are y'all in? I'm curious if you guys have the same sentiment I do. Are y'all flat right now? Did y'all close out longs that you had, or are you just chilling on the sidelines? Yeah, baby. I got some Ricolas right here. Check it out. These are my favorite ones. They're like the berry blast or something. And these are my backpack for a very long time. So they're like, they've been heated on. My computer's been heating them up, and they're like mushy. The crunchiness of the Ricola has become mushy. So when you chew on them, they're almost like squishy, almost like melted, but not really melted. It's hard to explain. The structure of the cough drop is broken from just perpetually being heated by the air blast from my laptop. You guys are flat? Y'all are chill now? Y'all are flat? Okay, cool. You were long, but you didn't like us, you closed flat. So yeah, this is y'all are getting it, I think. Honestly, feel like it's just a weirder sort of environment. We're too close on the edge of VIX that the market is on the, and again, usually on the edge, I'm a little bit more risk on. RB's trade. I'm usually on the edge. I'm still bullish, which is why I was saying I'm just hedged in case the market falls off. But today's a day where I don't see an opportunity that's good. My hesitations just are because VIX is above contango midpoint. That's problem number one. That the market can spontaneously become volatile, just spontaneously, like random craziness. VVIX is cool, which means the VVIX is anchored. It's going to be hard to move the VIX. If VVIX is very high, then VIX can move around very quick and get to the safe spot quickly. But with a lower VVIX, even the VIX itself is not going to move much. VIX is pretty much locked in right here and stable. Case in point number two is liquidity pocket on VIX. Also has me kind of like, ugh. VIX could start to move. But it feels like it's stable. And it's stable in the weird spot, which means we're not going to clear that weird spot quickly with a low VVIX, which means we're kind of anchored with a possible explosion ready, waiting to happen. I'm using a little bit of a complex analysis here, but anticipating the fact that VIX is locked in above BBB all day. It's gonna be very hard to see that VIX finally move unless that VVIX comes down. So VIX is sitting still in the bad spot we don't want it to be in, and Trump's about to talk. So it means the market's gonna move. It's gonna move, right? And so I know that, and I'm just gonna kind of wait on this and chill. Is that a good idea? My Ricola's been seasoned. Yeah, it's been like heat annealed, like you would with like working steel or something. Hot worked. It's been slowly been heated to the crystalline structure has changed to a That's funny. Reminds me of my old. This reminds me of my. We crossed the eutectoid line, so it's like when I'm talking about this heat annealing and stuff. It reminds me of my materials classes, all my chemies. You guys remember your steel charts? Y'all remember your cooling curves on carbon steel? Let's dig into this. So essentially, like, I've been slowly heating my, you know, I don't know, it's probably 100 plus degrees. I've been heating this cough drop that the crystalline structure slowly changed over time. We created a softer steel, a softer cough drop by slowly heating it. What's the triple point? Well, I mean, it's a solid structure, so there's no triple point, but we have the transformation. We have a, what is it? It's eutectic and eutectoid lines. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The triple point where you have all your phases in equilibrium. So I'm vaporizing cough drops in my backpack. That's hot as shit. That'd be a hot computer. But so apparently but the funny thing is, like, these are the ones that have I think it's like gel on the inside. So when I went to eat it, it's like you put it in your mouth, it just sort of like dissolves and becomes gummy real quick. I'm sure it still works at keeping you from coughing, but that's really funny. Hold my beer. Let's go to 23,300. I honestly, it's possible, right? Plot twist, a rocky scooter that runs on Ricola catalyst at the quantum level. We just heat these catalysts and we find some magic superconducting phase where the Ricola, you know, when you cool it with liquid nitrogen, it levitates a magnet with practically no electrical resistance. By the way, I went to a helium-3 superconductivity workshop at Rice University just for funsies when I was in college. That shit was cool. If you ever seen a helium-3 superfluid, explain what it looks like. And it's like they pour it into a bowl. Like, it has no electrical connectivity, or it has no electrical resistance. It's perfect connectivity, right? So what happens is no electrical resistance usually means no physical resistance either. Friction is practically negligible. They poured this shit into a bowl, like a big vat, and as it hit the ground, it just ran up the sides and then poured over the edge. It was the coolest thing to watch. So, like, imagine pouring milk into a cereal bowl, and the milk just doesn't hit there and build a puddle. It hits the bowl and then walks up the walls and then walks down the walls on the other side. Some pretty cool shit to watch. They had a symposium at Rice University. My materials professor told us all about it, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna go to that. Sounds pretty cool. Superconductivity is a crazy, it's like the one time that science feels like magic, like weird forces and shit. Where did it stop? It mostly evaporated after it poured out. Like, it's helium, so eventually at some point it like vaporizes. The double slit experiment. Oh yeah, so I've solved it kind of in a way. So, like, the double slit, how particles can be exactly a particle and wave at the same time. You know why? Because they're particles that interact with a background wave. So imagine that, like, okay, so I have some cool physics ideas, right? Like, we absolutely live in a simulation, by the way, because the particles in this universe are actually a peer-to-peer network of information sharing hubs. Everything, which is why there's a limitation on how fast information travels at the speed of light, because the computer would crash if you knew everything at all times. Nothing. So information propagates at the speed of light. To prevent every hub from knowing every piece of information at all times, it would crash the network, right? So number one, the fact that there's a fixed limitation on information passing, that despite the laws of relativity, means that information sharing exists outside the bounds of the universe, meaning that things communicate to each other through fields, right? And what is an electric field? What's an electromagnetic field? What's the Higgs field? What are all these fields? Well, fields are the things that are outside of the fabric of our universe. That is like a wire that connects 2 points in the universe. And the wire is a fixed length, right? It's infinitely long. So as the universe is expanding and your information hubs get further and further and further apart, the wire just gets stretched out and it's kind of like if you have like a cable that's 20 feet long and a cable that's between like plugging in two things and you scoot them farther apart, it's still the same transmission difference. So the field that exists outside the framework is the same distance no matter what. That's the way the universe can expand, and the speed of light can be the same despite relativity, because it's not communicating in our universe. Fields are outside the universe. So here's the thing, right? And the fields are the instructions behind the universe that tell the universe to take shape. It tells matter how to form, and it tells matter how to bend space to make it move. They exist in our universe, but the framework of what causes a field to interact with matter, it exists inside of it. So imagine like this, right? Like, what is a field? What is the nothingness? The field is just a set of rules that allow information to pass from place to place, if you think of it in like a simulation sense. Why would you have a universe throttling information? What's preventing light from moving in a vacuum, right? There's nothing limiting it. How come it can't move infinitely fast? Relativity states that as light particles are moving, as a photon's moving at the speed of light, time goes to zero. So it's a timeless entity, right? So how come it being a timeless entity, not interacting with time, not interacting with anything, not interacting with material, what's limiting, what's throttling movement? So the only reason, and I got this idea from a couple other things I was listening to. You would only create computational limits on something. It's like it seems like a logical choice, right? Jump to start talking in case we're ready to go. So my belief is that if you were to create like a grid, if you were to create something, right? A grid of particles, and each particle has a consciousness. Each particle is a computer. Each atom is a computer or whatever, right? And the computers sort of like had this sort of space between them called the Planck length. And the Planck length is where this area of, in matter, electrons don't, like if you go to a nucleus, right? Electron density congeals around the nucleus, but it moves from one side of the nucleus to the other. And there's a space where electron density doesn't exist. It's just like an area where it doesn't exist. And so the weird thing is, when you're looking at the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, like whenever you don't know the speed and momentum or position of a thing, if you can hit it with energy, you can know the position of the electron. It can be here or here, but it's never like a certain distance from the nucleus. It somehow can move from here to here without passing a physical barrier. There's no place for it to travel to. So it must tuck in somewhere and tuck out outside of the fabric. And that's what people think, is that things smaller than the Planck length disappear. And inside that fabric is where all the fields are kind of rolled up in different dimensions. And that's how all these particles communicate to each other. How does electron know to come out the other side at the right spot when it's particle? Well, only when it's a field or when it's a wave. And so waves can exist, they're smaller than that, but the particle can't. So the point I'm saying is that if you think about, like I said, connecting two electronic devices with a cord, it doesn't matter if the cord is like coiled up like this or the cord is like that, the information distance traveled is the same. So the idea is that speed of light's the same with the universe expanding, because there's some medium it travels and interacts with that falls between the points in the universe. This is all I'm saying. And so what is that medium? Well, I don't know. It's kind of like how you would perceive a simulation if you're inside of it. How would a person in a video game understand that they're just inside of a chip? The medium is the transistors on the chip. So there's a space between them. There's a way they communicate with each other. There's a fixed distance of communication between them. The electrical impulses are the same, right? So we're in a simulation, baby. Simulation. We're there. That's it. The infinite hallway. Let's go. The problem is the simulation is going to have physical computational limits at all times. So how would you create an uncongested simulation of a universal scale? Is that it would actually exist as a peer-to-peer network. And why do we experience quantum effects is that the universe doesn't render everything until you observe it. When you observe something, it collapses into a physical state. Right? So it seems to be like the way we process visuals in a video game. You don't render things behind a wall until it comes to physical state. And so the thing is that like with electrons interacting with the medium. So if an electron, as you're observing it, can collapse into a physical state, and the physical state interferes with like the electromagnetic field. Imagine like a balloon sitting on water, and the balloon is like moving up and down, and the water is creating waves around it. So in the double slit experiment just shows that matter is a particle, but it's creating waves in the field around it, and the waves interfere with each other. It's not the electron that's the wave, it's the field that's the wave. So it can't exist in both. It's actually a particle state in the double slit. And it's the waves that are creating a motion in the field that makes the electron move along the wave. So it's like if you're creating a wave and then moving on it, it's going to move you around. It's the whole, yeah, anyways. I'm a big fan of double slit, by the way. Just a more powerful system than we have. But the thing, we have to think about how much power though, right? Like what would cause, if you think of like just our layer of like thermodynamics, right? Where we are and we can perceive. What would prevent light from moving at infinite distance per second? What's to prevent it from moving? There's some kind of medium you traverse through that prevents, that's basically applies not really friction, but what keeps something from traversing at infinite distance, right? If the universe was actually nothing at its framework, then there's nothing to interact with it to prevent it from speeding up. So the idea that anything has a fixed distance or fixed speed just by relativity means there's portions of its existence or definition that fall beyond the framework of what we can perceive as our reality. So something creating, the information, I guess, limitations, information speed limitations exists, something exists. And it implies that there's something beyond nothing. That's really the argument. Have I seen the bouncing droplet double split experiment? Yeah, the bouncing droplet. That's basically what it is, Mr. Doer. Right, the bouncing droplet is how you can solve the double slit experiment. Yeah. You love that slit, baby. Have I heard a prop shop trader? No, I haven't. How I go from a cough drop losing its structure to talking about physics in a simulation? Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, what caused... I mean, this is another question. It's like, what caused the initial breaking of symmetry in the early universe? That's one question, right? How one single particle out of a million didn't annihilate with its antiparticle pair. And that created everything we know. So how does that happen? Where'd the antimatter go? That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, baby. The answer is God. There you go. Y'all sound like a cult. There we go. Space is the wrong term for space. Yeah. Time dilation supports the simulated reality hypothesis. The more matter to area, more matter in an area, the greater the gravity, the less time experience that area. Right. All you have to do in a simulation is just write a program that says, here's some rules. And then you create, what I think is kind of neat, and I've always thought of this, is that when you look at the like atomic structure, I'm just gonna draw like a basic electron orbital, right? Where electron exists around like, I'm not gonna draw the full dumbbell, but where information of this entire thing, it somehow is bound by something, right? Electron density doesn't exist outside of a certain area. But how does it sort of have energy over here as well, right? It must communicate through a void. And so I thought it'd be kind of cool is if you could see other dimensions. It'd be kind of freaking cool is if like there's, some kind of like framework or wiring or something, not really wiring, but you know what I mean? Like field framework in other dimensions, you can't see it. And so It's kind of the way like if you were like I said, if you were just a thing on a video screen, how would you understand that there's pixels defining your physical being? You would see you, but you're really just pixels, right? And the pixels underneath them have wires that connect them that you wouldn't be able to perceive because you're a rendering of something, right? You're an idea. And there'll be this framework that you just couldn't see that's behind the physical stuff that makes your consciousness become. So I always thought that the weirdness of the way quantum effects works means that there's some kind of like quantum wiring or something underneath it all, but that's pretty like that you can't see. And it would explain a lot of the discrepancies we see in our physics and stuff. Time for giveaway, almost time, baby. But we get bored when markets go nowhere and we talk about the universe. We have like, and I'm not even high. It's just like normal. Y'all wait till I get a gummy in me. We'll become like Professor Matt. I mean, you got like this early bubbling, boiling universe of particles. So by the way, and if you also study subatomic particles, you know that quarks, right, aren't just particles that exist. The reality is that when a neutron has like quarks in it, it's really valence quarks. So if you're actually something that freak you guys out even further, if you actually zoom in to like a neutron and look at the quarks, it's not really just like quarks that just sit there. They actually come in and out of existence all the time. They're like making an island, making a quark, anti-quark. And like, if you were to look at it, it's like a sea of motion, like static inside of a particle. And at any given time, there's 3 that exist. Symmetry is broken inside the particle. But it's like where they are, they disappear and reappear. They're like this. So inside of your atoms, inside of the neutron, inside the proton, is a sea of motion of things existing and annihilating. But at any given time, the net sum is 3 or however many there are. And at some time, they have something called a charm quark, which is the biggest of all the quarks. And it's funny that it's actually weighs more than the actual proton itself. So the actual mass of everything is actually just an average of all of its valence states. So your weight actually fluctuates on the quantum scale. So if you guys want to lose weight, just understand, if you were to measure yourself in picoseconds, even sooner than that, you might actually weigh slightly different. Because you even atomic structure is slightly different. See, we only observe the valence quarks over time. And sometimes there exists a state, they've proved this in particle accelerators, where the components that pop out when you smash protons together weighed more than the proton itself. At some points in time, it's crazy. So even your weight is a lie. You crazy? Crazy. Your weight will change like 1 billion more times just by breathing out. LOL. Yeah, exactly. That's right. All right, so we filled the gap and I'm just chilling here. I've got no trades that I really want to take. I'm just watching this flat market, waiting for Trump to move the market around, but he's not doing anything other than signing papers.
The street and
Let's turn it up.
What this executive order does, it charges your attorney general with identifying jurisdictions all over the country that have cashless bail policies, and then it withholds or revokes federal funds and grants that are flowing.
I agree with you, Eli, about Higgs boson.
To ensure that we're only supporting the people who have reasonable common sense policies around crime.
So what area does it cover?
Potentially anywhere that has a cashless bail policy. So some
in the simulation, why are we failing funded accounts in summer banking?
Almost all
That's
of them,
funny.
right?
Illinois would be a great example of
Yeah.
that, sir.
Oh, they have a great.
Sticker for gold on Rocket Scooter. GLD for gold.
Yeah. Illinois, I love that state. It's a great
And
state.
for GLD for the ETF and for the futures contract, it's going to be
Now he wants to run for president. I don't think that's
GCEU
Okay,
25,
what's
but you have to
that
buy the
rating?
COMEX data feed from your broker.
so important.
We're watching the S&P go nowhere, so
Democrat. This is- and
wait
by
for
the way,
Trump to
most
say
Democrats
something.
agree with this. But this is
Move the
just-
market.
we gotta
So we're
bring our
bored. We
country
just talk
back.
about stuff when we get bored. I don't know. What do you guys think? I like how he just likes to show it. Like this.
Also on the issue of cashless bail, sir, this is a DC-specific executive order. In addition to the measures that we're taking that are quite similar to what we're doing around the country, in DC in particular, the objective is holding as
Like,
many
if you hang out with me
federal custody
and I
as
microdose and
federal
hang out
charges as possible.
at the pool
That
and
means that
have a few
they'll be,
beers, we'll talk
held
about physics. This is what we do.
in federal jail as opposed to just
All
being
my
cut
friends
back out on
are
the streets
extremely
due to cashless bail.
nerdy and smart like that. And they all like to party too, so there's some pretty good conversations we have.
We have the room. And by the way, the prison they have in DC is horrible. It's horrible. People were subjected to live in that
Big brain
dog
stuff.
trap for so long, so unfairly. I have stories, you'll be hearing about them. That prison is horrible. Okay?
This is an executive order that contains a number of additional measures relating to crime and law enforcement in Washington, D.C. It charges, for example, your Secretary of Defense with establishing specialized units in both the D.C. National Guard and the National Guard units around the country, specifically trained and equipped to deal with public order issues. It charges all of your various federal law enforcement agencies with hiring additional personnel to allow them to
amp data feed?
to Washington, D.C.
But doesn't correspond to the micro contract.
It does a number of other things. In
What's
that
the
space,
ticker?
and it also,
I don't know the
asks the
ticker for
Attorney
micro.
General to look
You're
at
gonna
DC
consult the CQG
metropolitan
website because
police
CQG
general
is who
orders,
sets the ticker
that
names.
currently impeded law
And
enforcement efforts, in the
I don't
city
know.
and to
We don't have all of it in, so I
potentially
don't know
limit
myself. What I would do is go to CQG and see.
And
Let
are
me
we
look for you.
gonna ask this to be
on.
codified by
CQG
Congress
ticker
or
list.
legislation?
I think we could potentially, yes, sir.
I think so.
Let me
I
go
think we
down here
should.
and see what they
I
got.
think we'll get it. I think Democrats will vote.
The CQG is who creates the symbols, and you can kind of get your master list here. Hold on.
Will actually vote for this. There's no
Micro
auto
Gold
pen that can do that.
MGC
Look at that, ma'am. Is that a good signature?
S
Seriously, is that a good signature?
MGC
Who can write
S4.
that? Nobody.
So it looks like MGC. Oh, it's calendar spread. Sorry. MGC is gold. Micro
Oh,
gold.
auto pen scam.
Sir.
Because the person that ran it said he spoke to it briefly twice about.
Does that help you out, dude?
All those pardons that
Flop
he
'em?
gave to some very bad people, very unpatriotic.
But you also
people,
have
very
to
evil people. It looks to me like those
make sure that you have
pardons,
Comex data
are
feed,
worthless.
and you didn't just buy like
Because number one, you shouldn't use an auto pen very specifically. But if you do, it has to be a very good reason. And they have to know that the president wanted it. The president didn't want this. The
Okay, try it now. Let me know how it
president
works.
was alive, okay? He never approved any of this stuff. He wasn't for open borders and all the other things. He was never for open borders. I've known Biden a long time. He was never very sharp, but he was never in favor of open borders and all of the other things he did to destroy our country. Go, Scott.
Lastly, sir, this is an executive order on flag burning. It charges your Attorney General.
Would you listen to this? This is very important. Flag burning. All over the country, they're burning flags. All over the world, they burn the American flag. And as you know, through a very sad court, I guess it was a 5-4 decision, they called it freedom of speech. But there's another reason which is perhaps much more important. It's called death. Because what happens when you burn a flag is the area goes crazy. If you have hundreds of people, they go crazy. You can do other things. You can burn this piece of paper. You can, but when you burn the American flag, it incites riots at levels that we've never seen before. People go crazy. In a way, both ways. There are some that are going crazy for doing it. There are others that are
He's not wrong,
angry,
I guess.
angry about that.
Defending Biden, that's a new thing.
Do you want
earlier.
to discuss that?
Sure, so what the executive order does, sir, it charges your Department of Justice with investigating instances of flag burning, and then where there's evidence of criminal activity, where prosecution wouldn't fall afoul of the First Amendment, and instructs the Department of Justice to prosecute those who are engaged in these instances of flag burning.
And what the penalty is going to be, if you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail, no early exits, no nothing. You get 1 year in jail. If you burn a flag, you get, and what it does is incite to riot. I hope they use that language, by the way. Did they?
Man, like, let's just think of it like this, though. I'm against
You burn a
flag burning.
You get 1 year in jail. You don't
But
get 10
also
years, you
remember, if you, and remember, not comparing this to North Korea, but you got to draw a line somewhere. Flag burning, let's hopefully the line stays there. I disagree. I agree. Flag burning should not, should have some kind of punishment to it. But in North Korea, right, if you don't wipe dust off of a photo of the leader, they put you in a prison camp for the rest of your life, as well as the next 2 generations of your family for not wiping dust off a photo. So let's hopefully make sure that it doesn't get that bad, you know, here. That's the extreme level of that. The 3 generations rule. Yeah, if you the most extreme case was that somebody did not clean dust off of a photo of Kim Son-il or where the first one was. And then the 3 generations rule kicked in. 3 generations rule is a lot of capital punishment alternative to, instead of executing you, they just punish you and the next 2 generations of your family. Your kids and their kids are punished for what you did. Yeah. So let's hopefully we draw a line on the freedom of speech stuff. I agree. Flag burning should have some kind of penalty.
It goes on your record.
But
and you will see flag burning.
This is a little crazy to make it a 1-year federal
like
offense.
I signed the Statute and Monument Act. 10 years in jail.
Yeah, damn it, Grandpa, right? It's okay because we live in a simulation. They'll be fine when we get out of it.
It's pretty amazing. We stopped it. But this is something that's,
if Endor was in the, he'd be like, my question about flag burning is where are the Epstein files? Can you release them?
Because the people in this country don't want to see our American
burning a flag
burned
is in speech,
and spit on. And by people that are, in many cases, paid agitators. They're paid by the radical left.
I agree with his position on this, though, because
it's.
They don't even
know, half of them don't even know what they're doing. They say, I don't know.
As a symbolic thing, it does incite riots, and the idea is that there should be a punishment. The idea is to prevent a riot from breaking out. I get it.
Because I think our nation now is.
I'm against flag burning 100%. I think it's very disrespectful. And the legality of sense is like, should it? What kind of crime should it be?
You saw that with NATO, where they agreed to go from 2%.
Taking any feelings out of the equation, you would essentially think of it as like a misdemeanor level of, you know.
They jokingly call me the president of Europe. They call me the president of Europe, which is
so 1-year federal crime felony is a big deal.
And we've never had a case where 7 plus
virtual flag burning to prevent jail time. What if you burn a picture of the flag? Like, what are the loopholes to that? What if somebody has a piece of paper with the flag printed on it? Is that technically what constitutes a flag? There's like a lot of legal loopholes here. A picture of a flag, anything with a flag on it.
1 year ago, our country.
But if you burn your
dead.
T-shirt and your T-shirt has a flag on
Everybody
it.
said it. We had a dead country. We were not going to survive. Now we have the hottest.
What if you drew an American flag with 49 stars and decided to burn it? I'm trying to think of like, this law is basically useless. Imagine that you made a Timu version of the flag and took out one of the stripes. Technically, you didn't burn the flag because it's not exactly the flag. Then what defines the flag, right? What happens if you burn your flag underwear?
A mother, a single mom.
I'm just thinking how comical it's going to get when people are starting to get prosecuted for something like that.
Cashless bail, went back the next night and
A distraction from the Epstein files? Yeah, probably.
That's why this is so important. A man got in a fight with a
Like somebody's burning it, they're like, 49 stars. This is my own flag.
So that's why it's so important.
Yeah, well, it's close enough. No, the dimensions are slightly off. I made the white stripes bigger than the red ones.
Running afoul of the First Amendment as well.
You're not going to stop people from burning a flag. Like they'll burn fake flags with 49 stars
On behalf of all the law enforcement who are out there every single night.
and get off scot-free. The Canadian flag will have to do for now. LOL.
Director of the United States Marshal Service. It's the oldest law
Yeah,
enforcement agency.
but anyways, I do side with the president, being that it's kind of an issue, but I think it's a comical law that you can actually enforce it in a way.
Those that have yet to join the team, we thought it was only appropriate to present you with an honorary United States Marshal Service badge.
I know it's kind of weird coming from the
This badge
Republican
comes
side,
with
right?
This little item right here,
They're not going to arrest anyone. No, I don't think so.
which is a handcuff key, Mr. President, because you continue through your policies and your efforts with your staff to unhandcuff law enforcement officers all over this nation. And I can tell you personally that they thank you for that.
Thank you. That's
You
beautiful.
can continue unhandcuffing law enforcement.
It's a very great honor. I'll save that and put it someplace up, which is important. Thank you very much, Ken. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Really nice. Thank you. That's very nice. Thank you.
Why are we so
Don't we love
bullish?
those
People are buying the stocks.
Brave
It's
and
been
love
that
our
way for a little
country.
bit.
They don't want to see. They don't want to see it. Do you know how many people volunteered for this job? And before I ask the VP to say a few words, because he feels very strongly about
That
it,
was Chuck Schumer for a
I
minute.
think it's very important, Pam, that when we do this, that a state required, they come and ask us. I mean, I see Pritzker saying, we don't want them. In the meantime, his city is being shot to hell. And they do that politically. And they probably do want it. If we didn't go to Los Angeles, you would literally have had to call off the Olympics. It was so bad. And the sheriff and the law enforcement people, but the sheriff said, and he came out very strongly, he said, if we didn't have these people, we were not able to control it. Now, 4 days later, after we had it totally under control, we did that quickly. He changes to it a little bit. Well, I think we could have done it, you know. They were dead. If we didn't send in the troops,
It's neat to see Nasdaq is actually moving pretty decent distance. A lot more than I thought it was going to. The S&P is still kind of finally starting to pick up some steam here.
I think people should.
A little bit of short squeezing into. Like I said, I'm okay with my $4,000. I'm not in any big hurry to
in Washington,
give anything back.
We go in and the people that are here that have been doing. I don't want to say terrible because she happens. You know, she's a nice woman. I guess I don't care about if she's nice. You know, I really don't care. I want her to do. I'd rather have.
Yes, stop a gap. It's likely, yeah.
But we come into Washington and we have the 11 best days.
Just like to sit here all day, and I know the the market was kind of up and down a little bit, but I mean
in over 20 years,
3 hours to make 7 points. That wasn't really something I was willing to risk with Trump talking. Nasdaq got a little bit more of a movement. I'm a little salty that I didn't grab that, but
was getting hit and mugged, and you people could not walk to your office without security. That's how unsafe it was. So I think
you see how VIX is kind of locked in too.
let them
Low V VIX is going to prevent the VIX from moving around a lot, and see how VIX is sort of locked in.
The only problem is we want to save it for the people, because the people want us there. The people here,
Pretty decent run
95%
today.
of the people here want us. The real people, not the people.
What do you
find
mean,
us. I
you
don't know where
people?
find these people.
Yeah, he
One
is saying
person
you
has a
people.
broken
Who's he
nose.
talking to?
Well, I was mugged. Good. Do you want to see Trump here with? No, I don't want. The woman has a broken nose. She got mugged. But she's saying she doesn't want anything.
Say anything about tariffs, bud?
It's all made up fake news. It's just fake news. I don't know where you find these people. Anyway.
Did I put some Friday? Yeah, I did. Like right at Friday's, just 10K worth. Friday's close. I said at the end of this week, I'll buy 10K more if VIX stays above triple B or hovers at it.
You know who, right?
If VIX goes below triple B, I'll probably just consider it a total loss.
Stole you from Governor
called
Youngkin.
This puts the edge, which the whole reason was to continue longing the market, and somehow today I've convinced myself to kind of stay put.
Here you are. You've done a fantastic job. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Go ahead.
The men and women of the Metropolitan Police Department.
Yeah, does it even matter? I mean, if they burn a
enjoy
flag,
the
it's a simulated flag because we're in a simulation, so it doesn't even matter.
And be law enforcement officers.
But this is a
Feel that they're
distraction,
connected to
right?
their communities again. They are making a difference. Thanks to you, Mr. President, and our federal task force, you are making D.C. safe.
What's crazy is that watching these people talk to each other, it just sounds like they're all providing sound bites for the news.
There's no crime.
It's
I read
not
the
a real
crimes at
conversation.
89%.
It's just like
I said,
people
really? Who are the
scripting
11%?
sound bites at each other.
Okay. There's no crime.
For you, Mr. President, I believe we should offer you this handcuff key for all the times you've removed the handcuffs
I want to
from.
echo what something the president said, where you say there haven't been murders in a couple of weeks in D.C., and it doesn't sound good, but then you talk to local law enforcement, and I didn't realize this, that this town averaged one murder every other day for the last 20, 30 years, which means that in 2 short weeks, the president and the team have saved 6 to 7 lives.
Full gluten is basically a summary of everything. Yeah, so what country's being invaded right now, and for what resources is this red herring is here? Like what's really going on? What are they distracting us from? Maybe they're in the back. Maybe they're back behind the White House burning the Epstein files.
We want people to welcome us, to
Are we invading Venezuela right now? Like, what's going on here?
Pritzker in Illinois, or Governor Newsom in Los Angeles, or Governor Moore in Maryland. They are angrier about the fact that the President of the United States is offering to help them get their crime under control than they are about the fact that murderers are running roughshod over their cities and have been for decades. Why are Democrat governors angrier about federal law enforcement helping clean up their streets than they are about the fact that those streets need to be cleaned up to begin with?
I feel like Vance is going to be running for president next term. It's almost...
I agree with the President of the United States. I think most Democrats, rank and file,
Maybe.
nobody likes crime. Republicans don't
Is he
like
old
crime.
enough? He's old,
Democrats
right?
don't like crime. Independents don't like crime.
He looks young.
Why are Democratic governors doing everything in their power to make crime easier to
How old-
do in
how old
their
is this
cities?
guy?
It doesn't make an ounce of sense
Vance,
to me.
is he
But,
40s?
Mr. President,
35? He had to be 35 to be president, right?
and I
He
hope
looks
these governors
35.
take
Never
you up
mind.
on the offer because we should clean up all of America's streets. It's the right of every American to live in safety.
Vance, then Barron Trump. Barron Trump just for the memes, right?
They're signing up like they've never signed up before.
Is he? He's only 39.
Our military, as you know, during the campaign, nobody was signing up. We were.
He
way
looks like
short.
he looks
Short
like
of their goals.
he looks like Pitbull, or he looks like a Pitbull.
Nobody wanted to
He
be
looks
in
like
the
Pitbull the
military, nobody
rapper,
wanted to be a policeman,
or
nobody
a
wanted to be a fireman, they
or
didn't want anything to do with the
or
country.
Pitbull himself,
We
or
had
a
an
Pitbull.
incompetent, grossly incompetent president who, frankly, should not have been there.
You have to be 35 to be VP as well. Oh, I didn't know that.
He did to this country.
Well, I guess that would make sense because the VP has to be the president. The president
What he has done
succumbs.
so much of our effort.
So
are
that
getting
does make sense. The
murderers and
VP would have to qualify for all the same rules as
people
president.
out of this
Nice.
country who are drug dealers at the highest level. So much of the energy of people that he let in.
He looks like a Pitbull.
It was an unforced error, but I don't think they think it's an error. But I don't believe he believed it. It was the radical lunatics that surrounded this guy at this desk, who are brilliant people.
He's
but we
very
belong to
salty
us.
about Biden still.
And it would be nice to be appreciated. These people eventually
Just
they're
draw a
gonna have to
toilet.
be appreciated for what
That's
they're doing.
really
They're
like.
gonna have to be appreciated
I think
by
I don't even have to draw a toilet. I
They're
think we
really
actually have a
happy when we
toilet.
go in because they've lost control
Emoji.
of their
I think that's even better.
place. Steve Miller, please say a few words.
Thank you, sir. So just to, first of all, follow up
Here we
on
go.
what the Vice President said. No police officer working in the city can remember
There you
a
go.
time in their lives.
You want it
when
for
there
the
was
market, or do you want it for
no
Trump?
murders. You can work at the police department for 20 years, 30 years, your whole life. We've checked the records. No one can even find.
He's
the
still
record
so salty about Biden after all these years, and I don't even know why. Like,
belonging to the murder-free under President Trump's leadership. Additionally, and the president spoke about this before.
it's yet like maybe he's just stuck in it. You have to be like, hey, you're not campaigning against Biden anymore. You don't have to like.
With the doctoring of crime stats and the Department of Justice under.
Am I getting a 25% off MFFU code soon? I have a meeting with the guys at My Funded Futures
extent to which even though DC had the
either
worst
today or tomorrow. Let me see if we confirm what time.
America honestly measured, it dramatically understated.
Oh wait, sorry, Tuesday or Wednesday.
There's even
I have a meeting usually with them every 2 or 3 weeks just to talk bigger stuff.
instead of murders.
And I have one coming up, so I'll ask him about that.
The crime data has been in the city.
No trade on the live show. Matt becomes an architect and talk about
As to everyone here with the police officers.
That's
in the
funny.
city, members of the public are going up to them and thanking them, just overflowing with gratitude because for the first time in their lives, they can use the parks, they can walk on the streets. You have people who can walk freely at night without having to worry about being robbed or mugged. They're wearing their watches again. They're wearing jewelry again. They're carrying purses again. People had changed their whole
I don't like the idea that guy's gray tie matches his gray suit. It just looks odd to have all your stuff be the same color gray.
700,000 people in this city.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Under the rule of criminals
it's like gray on top of gray. Hey, what's up? I don't like this. Do you like this guy's tie? The fact that it's light gray and a gray suit looks a little weird, doesn't it?
Street criminals here in Washington D.C. were doing business
I don't know.
directly with the transnational.
It's a glitch in the Matrix. Yeah, they forgot to color the
So
Matrix
not
forgot to
only was
color
the
its
city
tie
being
in.
run by these criminal
Hey,
thugs,
thank you.
But they were working with some of the most dangerous
Appreciate that.
organizations on the planet to traffic weapons and drugs into this city. And what we are uncovering every day is shocking.
They were like, "Would you like gray or would you like gray?" And he goes,
Trump, your leadership
"Yes."
has uncovered some of the great.
Sir, that wasn't a yes or no question.
And now because of you, people are
Gray it
set
up.
free for the first time ever in this city.
Thank you. That's really nice of you. Appreciate
You
the
know, in Los
breakfast.
Angeles, Beverly Hills is, a great place. I have a house there. I had a house there. I used to stay a lot of time.
Well, Trump is wearing his red tie, so that does mean market's going up. Purple
Great
means
place.
down.
Do you know that I have friends, they leave their trunk open for their car because they know they're going to be vandalized. They don't want the trunk ripped off in order for them to steal what's in the back. They leave the doors open, so when they go in to steal the radio or whatever they take, that they don't rip off the door. They leave the doors totally open. So the criminals,
Two
when they
shades
go
of
and open
gray.
the door, they'll have to break the windows and kill the car in order to steal whatever it is in the car that they're looking for. And that's at a level that nobody's ever seen before. Nobody lives like that.
Here I was today just wanting to avoid a 10-point chop fest.
This garage door, he leaves it open so that people can just walk into his garage, take whatever they want.
At least I know smart enough not to press the short button today. That's good. Well, today, last night I shorted. That was where the $4,000 came from.
They leave their doors open so the doors aren't destroyed by these.
All my accounts exactly the same. Ever since that opening move, I haven't touched it.
And you know that. I mean, you've heard that. Christy, could you say a few words?
Sure. Well, Mr. President, I think one of the most impactful statistics that you used today was of the 1,000 arrests.
All right, let's get ready to run. Let's run a giveaway real quick while we're chilling, you guys. Hold on, let me get my old stuff here. Let me see what I want to do.
They never should have been in this country to begin with. That they were in this country, invaded over our southern border. Or
Oh yeah. All right, what do we got?
The American people. So by getting those individuals incarcerated, we've stopped those violent crimes from.
You know, I don't think Grok ever got back to me when I did that giveaway on Twitter. So to the one guy that was like, why did you draw random numbers? It seems so unfair to let Grok do it. Ain't any boo-boo. Grok bucket sucks. 5 days, week later, Grok's never responded by choosing 5 winners from the people that posted this. Grok, you're the worst. So I was right. Trying to random armed. Grok is stupid. Stupid Grok. All right, let's do fun the next giveaway. Like we do every single day. We got to views up to 1,000. We'll do Tradeify straight to fund it every day. Help us grow to 1,000. Keep sharing the stream. Keep liking the stream. Some rapid 25K accounts over here at Fund X. We love our 25Ks over there.
So no matter what the fake news says or what the media says about ICE not having support, they've got incredible support from the American people. People want to join them.
Funded next. Ooh. Funded next. Ooh. Funded next. Click it.
It was dead. During the campaign, they couldn't get, every story was the Army can't fill up, the Marines, none of them could fill up. They were way behind. We couldn't get anybody to go into the military, couldn't get any police. We have just set records on everybody wants to be in. Everybody wants to go in. And we're taking incredible people. I mean, the level of, you know, because of the Supreme Court, it's based on merit. It's all based on merit now. It's not based on anything else. You got to, if you need strong people, you have to get strong people. It's all based on merit. But we're setting records in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, the Coast Guard. One of my favorites, because I happen to have created it, Space Force. We're very proud of Space Force. It's amazing what it's doing. We're leading in space now. China was killing us. Russia was beating us. China was killing us. We're now killing China. We are leading in space by a lot because of Space Force. So we're very proud.
What are we doing in space with Space Force? I don't even know. I don't even really pay much attention to what Space Force has done. I have seen the show with Steve Carell. It's actually really funny.
Nobody wants to go into the military anymore. And if you're in the military, you know how deflating that
The Federation is near.
Nobody wants a job that you have. Well, now it's the opposite. Everybody wants to be there. And
Pretty soon we'll be having senatorial debates with galaxy, with planets on the outer rim of the galaxy. Trade Federation stuff.
We've stopped 7 wars. And really, the number is actually 10. We're not including a couple, and we're not including in there the.
It sounds very familiar.
Iran stopping their nuclear play. They would have had within.
We lead space. We're leading space by a lot.
A nice big nuclear weapon to use. That's not going to happen. That won't happen. Pete, go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. Well, Mr. President, thank you very much for your leadership, and the Defense Department is proud to be.
Yes, we'll hear from the good senator from Naboo. Have a word. How'd the gaming session go? That was pretty cool. They played like some custom games on Apex. I honestly have not. I need to warm up, so I'm gonna start playing some Apex just to get warmed up. And all my keybinds weren't even set on the first game on my laptop. So like the first half of the first game, I was like, oh shit, I gotta set on my keybinds.
your direction as well, sir.
I'm like sitting there thinking like, okay, let me switch weapons, and I'm like inspecting weapon. I'm like, oh wait, where's? So I have to get. I do a little practice, but it was fun. They just did some custom games like 6v6.
36 hours back and forth, flawless. Every bomb hit its target. They went right down those chutes. Dark at night, no moon, no nothing. Every target.
Intergalactic peace talks with Mars are underway. This is great. I feel like we'd be the only country that's having intergalactic peace talks with Mars, so I would say that we are ahead by a lot. Speaking of Space Force, funded next to the moon, so let's go ahead and do it. Yep. Let's run it. All right, I'm gonna spin the wheel. All right, guys, you know what time it is. Giveaway time. Type in Funded X in chat. We are going to give away 2 $25,000 wrapped accounts, as we do every day. Giveaways. By the way, hit the like button on stream, you guys. We have like 20 more to go to get to 500. That's a target every day. Trader and News 98. Woo! Type something in chat to claim your prize. You have to actually type something in chat to get your prize, buddy. Type something in chat. This Harry Potter one's come in handy. It's a useful prop. Yeah, type something in chat to win the prize. Okay, I'll spin the wheel again. Don't we love that song though, don't we? You know what, I'm gonna play like a couple more of these cool songs. We have like a couple more cool ones. Actually. Madam Myra? Ooh. You gotta also have to type something in chat. It's a nice day to start again. It sounds like White Wedding by Billy Idol. Oh crap, that is the name of the song. Rocket Scooter, Market Wedding, White Wedding. It's a nice day for a start again. One more. Can you type the keyword more than once? Yes, you can. That doesn't help you. It doesn't change the output. You only enter one time. You can type it more than once, but some people do it out of habit just because they're like wanting to make sure they get in. Like they don't trust the bot, which is fine. It's okay. Top Dog 1692. Awesome, 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 you guys. A couple more to do. Hold on. It's a nice day for a white wedding. Good deal. All right, you guys know the drill. You got to go to my Discord, go to the contest channel, message admin. His name is Slacks. Have an account with Funded Next already. Go to Funded Next, create your account. Take a screenshot of your YouTube ID from inside of your YouTube channel and send it over to Slacks. We'll hook you up with your account ASAP. Sometimes you see random name from chat and it's, well, no, but everybody has like different accounts now or different names now. And it could be somebody else's name that you knew, but you can't see it because now it's showing the @ name. The first one who commented? Yeah, Mata Myra, whatever. So there you go. Yeah. Right here. Bum, bum, ba, bum. So you have like the thing is that if it is not showing that you won, you got to spam chat after you win when your name is called just to make sure the bot reads it. This stuff is finicky, but jump in there enthusiastically like I won so that we see it, right? So we got to see it. Trader Anuj commented, well, like I said, the bot is the bot, so I don't see it on here. You have to comment in time. So if it didn't show up, it didn't show up. If I'm yelling, comment, you need to comment so I can see it. But also there's a time limit here, so you got to get in there quick enough. And there's a delay on the stream of like 5 or 10 seconds. So it's like whatever the delay is that YouTube has. If you don't like what you see is the past, right? So when you see 10 seconds left on your screen, there's really like 3 seconds or 5 seconds left. YouTube has a slight delay. That's it, guys. We're just doing 2. But like I said, every time we get to 1,000 viewers, we up the contest. We give away more. The more you guys stay here, the more you guys come to the stream. My goal is if we consistently have 1,000 viewers every day, we get close. Is to do double the amount for next month. So I'm renegotiating with all my partners to try to get maybe 100 more for the next month. I'm asking everybody. Botrix is Grok's son. Yeah. So looks like the market doing something crazy. I'm gonna put the toilet emoji underneath this. All right. For you guys. I made one long trade and closed out flat without really holding on much. I really didn't like the conditions I was in. I fought it a couple of times. That actual trade went up and down, went up 1,000, down 1,000. It was in that same range. And I decided I just didn't want to be part of it anymore. Yeah, it's simple. If you enter the giveaway, pay attention. If I'm like type something, you need to be like, I'm here, so we see it. If the bot doesn't pick it up, then the bot doesn't pick it up. And I don't know. It's usually really good at picking it up. So if you type it when the time limit is up, you're unfortunately not going to win. And to be fair, we have to go off the bot. So, but we do this every single day and every single afternoon. We do the same thing. The delay is counted by the bot. Are you sure? If it does, that's even cool to know. Okay. I think let me check something out. All right. Nobody type anything right now except for this. If you have green next to your name, green. Okay. Hold on. Type in A, B, C, D. Only if you have green X to your name. That's it. Green, you pay for the YouTube sub. I want to test the X2. All right, I want to see if you guys show up twice. Let's test it out. All right, I want to see if the names appear twice. It says sub X2. Okay, some platforms don't allow subscriber perks and sweepstakes. Activated, I'm sure the platform allows to talk. Now, I don't know if it doesn't list your name on here twice, but it gives you twice the probability. That's what it says in the FAQ on the website. So I think it gives you 2 entries if you guys are sub to the channel. That's what it says. Okay. Okay, cool. I just want to see if the name actually showed up twice or if it just gives you twice. So it doesn't actually show up twice, but the probability is it gives you 2 entries if you're subbing. Okay, so if you guys have a green next to your thing, you'll get twice, you'll get 2x. You sub 2x, 4x, I don't know. No, it considers you twice. An actual drawing, I think is what it says. I think it's what it does. Trader Anuj, I didn't see you comment in time. The bot didn't pick you up. Sorry, bud. I'm yelling at you to type something, and you got to get my attention if you're not typing it. Because the bot wasn't seeing it, and I certainly didn't see it. So, my bad, brother. You guys got to pay attention. If your name is called, spam chat so that we see it. That's it. The stream was only delayed by about like 5 seconds, so it's YouTube has like a natural latency on it. So from now on, I'm gonna click the button that says subscribers get 2x. I think is what the what that button does. All right. I can't hook anybody up. You didn't type it in time. The bot didn't pick it up. You didn't type it in time. I didn't see it when I asked. I screamed it 3 or 4 times. I don't have time. You guys gotta scream out. You really need it? I'm sorry, man. Like, if you really need it, y'all gotta pay attention in the giveaway. Like, if you need it bad enough, then scream at the top of your lungs. Sorry. That's really, if you guys, like I said, the contest is simple. Here's the final rule. If I don't fucking see it, you don't win. That's it. And even if y'all see it and I don't, that's it. So y'all got to make sure I see it. If the bot doesn't pick it up and I don't see it and I give it away to someone else, then that's final. I love you guys, but man, I can't. I feel like I make an exception every other day. We gotta cut the limit. My partners out there can't just give us infinite accounts. You guys, if y'all win, be like, I won. So I see it, right? I'll see it. I promise. Promise you guys. I'm sorry. I'm telling you guys. Y'all gotta pay attention. That's it. That's the final rule. That way we're fair going forward. I don't have an extra account to give away. So when I'm like, type something. If you didn't type something, then I can't help you. All right, that's it. Let's move forward. Okay. Sorry, bud. If the bot makes a mistake, your backup plan is to make sure I see it and get 1,000 people to say and see it as well. And then we'll give it to you. But only before I don't give it away to someone else. I know I feel bad, but someone else won fair and square, you know? So, I'm not trying to be mean here, but we don't have, you know, that's your backup plan. You guys better scream it at me so I can see it. Sir, I have a question. You guys stop that. I love y'all. We got plenty to give away. Just be here tomorrow. Be here next day. We have tons to give away. You need a business loan? Can I have 10 bucks? Yes, all of you guys can, I promise. I promise I'm not being mean to you guys. I'm just being fair. We gave it to someone else, so. But yeah, if you win, just be like, I won, I won. If you don't see that the bot is not picking up your name, be like, Matt. And usually everybody will be like, hey, he said something, and everybody will tell me. And then, okay, we'll hook you up. But what I'll do is after it starts spinning, when it gets to the end, I'll say, did the person type? And then you guys, the community can rescue someone too. I'll give like 5 seconds before I spin the wheel again to account for the delay. I'll be like, did this person type? And then you guys rescue your friends. And that'll be helpful too. No, dude, it's not your fault, man. I'm just saying is we only have so many accounts to give away, and we already kind of gave it to someone else. Somebody said, can you LinkedIn friend? What does that mean? LinkedIn? I don't have LinkedIn. At least I don't think I have LinkedIn. I don't think I've ever had a LinkedIn. Even when I did have a job. Maybe I did when I was a kid. Well, mine would be more like CEO of Rocket Place and of Rocket Scooter. You know, that's actually a real job I have, I guess. Do I have a LinkedIn? Holy shit. I do have a LinkedIn. I found myself on Google. What the fuck? Maybe my marketing team made it for me. I swear to God, it literally has my credentials for. Okay. Engineer by trade, turned business owner, creator of modern trading software and financial marketplace. We create white label trading. I hired a marketing team a while back to build out a bunch of stuff. So I guess they must have made me a LinkedIn page. How about that? I never logged into it once. You added me? Dope. I got a link. Guys, I got a LinkedIn. I'm a legit career professional now. I didn't even know. That's crazy. Y'all knew I had a LinkedIn before I knew I had a LinkedIn. I'm 100% promise you that it was made by this marketing team I hired way back in the day. Probably for the reason of creating whatever footprint online. Well, look at that. I feel fancy. Slightly more employed Matt. Slightly more networked Matt. Slightly synergy Matt. Slightly, we'll circle back to it after we synergize Matt. Apparently I'm on LinkedIn. I promise that's not me on LinkedIn. I have to dive into the credentials somewhere. Or maybe iDoc made it for me. Let me ask her if she did that. There was a phase last year when I was making rounds at a bunch of different entrepreneurial events and speaking at a couple events and speaking. I spoke at a university one time. You know, now it's coming back to me. I think iDoc might have made it for me. Because there was a time she was helping out with this. I went to all these like speaking events and stuff. Remember I met Marcus Lemonis and I met Mr. Wonderful. I hung out with like all these big bigger influencers in the financial and in the self-help space. And we might have made it back then just so that I had a way to connect with people if I made connections. Huh. That's probably, I bet you that's when we made it. Slightly LinkedIn, baby. And I'm in the big leagues now. Oh, I'm employed now. Let's go. Slightly job centric Matt. Slightly 401k and medical insurance Matt. Mr. Wonderful is such a guy. Wait, such a what guy? Like a nice guy, a horrible guy, a wonderful guy, or just a guy? What kind of guy? Is Mr. Wonderful. So me and one of my buddies, who's a really big trader in the space, from Houston, snuck into the back of the event that they were speaking at, pretending that we worked there. And his girlfriend and I, Doc, are with me, and we're like, after Mr. Wonderful was the last speaker, as soon as he was done, he walked back. So we kind of like waited for, like, the bathrooms had like the door with the punch code in it, so they can open it up and go back there. And then the door they would like open the door and walk through, and the door would close very slowly. And we ran up and stuck our foot in the door, and we're like, come on, let's go. So we walked into the back. We walked all down to the back of this event space where they were decommissioning the stage, and we were like, let's go track Mr. Wonderful down and get a photo, and then we'll probably get arrested, but hey, this will be fun. And we were like, we'll just pretend that we're from the media and we want to get an interview with him. I was handing out my business cards, and that was the event that I talked to Marcus Lemonis and got him to shake my hand and send an email in front of the whole audience. That was a cool event. He was speaking, and right when he got done speaking on the stage, he walked off the stage. I literally walked behind the security guards, walked behind everything, and walked right up to, like, pretending like I'm supposed to be there. Walked right up to the side of the stage as he's walking down in front of thousands of people. I handed my business card in front of everybody, and I was like, hey, I'm Matt Coward. I'm going to talk to you about something I'm building, and I think you're going to really like it. But I need your advice. Would you mind helping me out? And he was like, yeah. Here's my email. And he's like, I'll look forward to hearing from you. Now, he never wrote me back, but it was worth a shot. Hey man, you got to go for it, right? Yeah. So I just wanted to like talk to Mr. Wonderful. I was practicing being aggressive. And at that event, like, we got there first, we sat front and center. The whole plan was for me to go up there and walk up to somebody and just hand them my card, like literally throw them off guard with it, just to do it. Why not? And then at the end, we were like, let's go talk to Kevin O'Leary. We ultimately got kicked out from the back. They were like, you guys aren't supposed to be here. We were like, where's the parking lot? We're looking for our car. And they're like, how did you guys get back here? We're like, oh, there was a door open by the bathroom, and we thought this was the quickest way to the parking lot and avoid the crowds. And they were like, you guys gotta get out of here. Because we walked all the way to the backstage where they were pushing like the lighting and stuff back, loading up so the back door was open and they're loading up the trucks and the vans with everything. And we're literally standing out there by all the stagehands. Kevin O'Leary is so short. Yeah, he's tiny. He's really, really short. Yeah. But yeah, so anyways. Having trouble getting into Discord. What happens when you try to get into Discord? Try on a browser instead of the actual Discord app. Yeah, slightly trespassing, Matt. Yeah. Well, we were like, what's the worst that can happen? And I think iDoc and my friend's girlfriend were like, we could probably get arrested, and we could be like, for what though? The door is literally like right there by the bathrooms, and it was wide open. We can just say we made a mistake. Like, we're not doing anything wrong. We just want to walk up to Kevin O'Leary and hand a business card to him. We didn't find him though. I'm sure as soon as he was done speaking, he literally just went like straight to his right and beelined out of there. You're just there for the event. They're not there to hang out and socialize. But is 5'10" considered short? He looked tiny. Like when he was up, maybe the people that were on the stage talking to him were bigger, because he walked up and he was up to one of the guy's shoulders. So he looked really, I thought he was like 5'5" or 5'6", but let me see how tall he really is. Maybe the guy that we was talking to was a giant. Oh, he is 5'10", so he's not that bad. Yeah, like I think it was like, yeah, because like standing next to Mark Cuban, he's like short. But Mark Cuban's like maybe like 6'4" or so. Yeah, because whoever he was talking to, he walked up like that. So he was like up to the dude's shoulders, but Cuban's tall, so that's probably what. Anyways. Can I talk like Dan Levy? Oh, no, I can't. But that's funny. I probably I couldn't do his voice, but I could probably pull it off. Kevin O'Leary is maybe 5'4". They're lying. Probably so. Mark Cuban is starting to look like an old lady. You, Mark Cuban kind of does look like everybody's grandma, right? I met Cuban at the Bitcoin at the NFT conference in Miami. Briefly, he was speaking. Blonde Broker, if y'all know her, was speaking on stage with him. She was like, she told me and Wolf Financial and Stock Market, she's like, yeah, you guys want to meet Mark Cuban? We're like, yeah. She's like, come over to the NFT Miami and like we'll go backstage and chat with him for a little bit. We saw him for a hot minute. All right, guys. Well, I did miss out on a slightly decent-ish long opportunity, but I didn't really have anything good that was appetizing to me today with the indicators the way they were, and the S&P is just kind of moving small. Nasdaq's moving good. All signs turned out pretty decent to be bullish, at least right when the resilience crossed the border at 858, like right about here. And then I just kind of like decided that it was too small to really care too much about it. Nasdaq gave a pretty decent opportunity. S&P is pumped about 8 points since we started. It's not really much of a thing. My initial trade was long, no shorts. Greater markets bullish. EST here to here. I would just close out in there anyways and sort of waited for the rest of the day to play out. But I thought when VIX being on the edge like this, sometimes I just kind of wait just in case Trump or somebody catalyzes the market. VIX is hovering right above key areas, and market is certainly retracing, and this big down move that we had. And I don't, like I said, I don't feel bearish this market, but the volatility is there such that the market can move swiftly, and the last thing I cared to do is take a lot of risk on this one particular day. I'd like to see VIX clear this line to be really strong and bullish for at least, or strong and non-volatile on the bull side for at least the next like the whole month, right? We just rolled in. So if we're down here, I mean, we get a nice clean month until something big changes the market. And again, anyway, we don't fight the Fed, so it's not like I'm trying to short this or fade this either. You used to party with Mark Cuban when he was young. He used to throw parties. Well, that's dope. Was he fun to chill with before he became like super rich billionaire? If you guys are asking me the rest of the day, I'm not gonna lie. I am honestly very confused about today. I would not be surprised if today ended up right here. I'd be willing to take maybe another LP trade based on the conditions being still good if we get to the bottom. Other than that, I don't really feel the need to do much. How the song voting works. So today afternoon stream, we're gonna start running the songs and then having you guys vote on them, just little by little. It'll take us quite a while to get through all of it, but we're gonna have some fun with it. Got about 30 minutes left till we head over to My Funded TV, you guys. I don't feel really bad by not jumping in on this. Some days it's kind of nice when markets are slow, and it'd be kind of cool to sit here and watch P&Ls move. But in all honesty, though, I always feel really good whenever I don't attack the market too hard. And maybe I miss out on a small trade on Nasdaq, but I do also like the idea of seeing the market sort of be flat, and then I'm not really engaged in it. Because while we did dodge a bullet today, Trump didn't say anything crazy. Imagine me being in a trade and Trump said something crazy, and then I took a big loss just trying to scrape a few dollars. One of my favorite sayings is that I don't like to pick up pennies from a steamroller. That came from my buddy Keith, who was an annuities trader. You know, said that sometimes, you know, you get caught up selling options premium or something little by little by little, and then you get steamrolled the one time you lose. And it's like collect the dollar, collect the dollar, collect the dollar pretty frequently, and then you lose 100 and it all goes away in a single bite. And so not every trade to me spells out momentum or big move up. I mean, I did get the majority of this leg. I did take the short side last night. And then this morning, just, you know, there's a little bit of movement that I didn't grab. But that's okay, because honestly, I'm thinking of a bigger, even though this is EST, and so was this one, I still convinced myself to take out of it. I was only going to trade one contract, one account anyways. And then once I get the scare, I decided to wiggle it down to a sit out. So EST is an EST as long as you don't convince yourself to sit out. Now, if I was trading, like if I was trading 5 accounts and I was like, I don't like it anymore, I might have reduced to 2. But I was already at my bare minimum. I told you guys I was going to do 2 trades, 2 accounts, 1 contract each. And then when I was not seeing the confluence and it was bouncing around, I just decided to cut out. And that was 2 minutes before the move, though, which does kind of suck, but at least I had the right trade in mind, as I always seem to try to be on the right side of the market as much as possible. Oh yeah, you're from Houston, you worked in Dallas, so that's where you met him. That's pretty cool, man. He seemed like a pretty nice guy when I met him. He wasn't really that dismissive or anything. He was friendly. She was like, these are my friends. We work together. And she was like, this is Evan. This is Gob. This is Matt. He's like, nice to meet you guys. So what do y'all do? We all told him what we did. We told him about the Twitter spaces we ran. He's like, yeah. He's like, I see your Twitter spaces sometimes. Like he sees them because, well, at the time, Wolf was like the biggest Twitter space host on Twitter. This is when not everybody was doing spaces. So at the time, Wolf was the most watched Twitter space guy before like Mario and those other guys got big. And so that was it. He was pretty cordial. He's a fine dude. So we open a liquidity pocket. What's normal is that I always tell myself, usually the market prefers to close where or around where you open. If it opens an LP, a lot of times it likes to be an LP, which is why I'm a little hesitant to chase for momentum breakout on no news today. Equities market is still decent. If res goes less than 0, it is possible it could pull back. I'm not taking the bet on it, but from here, I'm gonna forego trying to take a long for any bigger move up. I feel like this is just picking up pennies, at least from here. Those of you that did get along, all of our tools pointed at it. Things are pretty nice, and y'all did better than I did. I'm excited. Every EST, every sit out time sometimes. All right, breakfast time. Smashing down that avocado toast. So, Mark's doing good. Did you guys trades today? Tell me what you guys did. Did anybody short? Anybody long? What did y'all do? Anybody shorting right now? Doesn't look like there was any good short setups. I'm thinking you guys are too smart to short this today. While I'm waiting, I got like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or I head over to my funded TV. So I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. What up, y'all? What I missed while I was gone? More paint drying. Very nice, very nice. But red line matched very close to the 50% consequent encroachment of the 1 hour fair value gap. Ah. Looks like lining up with some ICT stuff. I'd like to hear that. A little bit more time for it to get out of here, but I haven't done anything else. I'm still chilling on the same stuff I had going on. VIX is chilling. VIX is nice. Things are clean. Ain't no shorting for me today. I've been watching this. Zoom out, get a feel for like when all this is done. Have we seen days or like? Let me see really quick. I gotta convince myself. Don't let FOMO get to me. Don't let FOMO get to me. So good. Yeah, we didn't see any like pullback on big excursions. So this was yeah, I fear, like, this is what I'm fearing right here. I'm trying to find something to kind of show you guys the example. Like this is kind of like what we're looking at, right? You have a big news day that moves up and down, then up, then breaks highs. And then like by the end of the day, it just kind of like just says whatever. And then it sort of dips before it rips again. This is what I'm thinking. Again, not saying that we will, not trying to look for a pattern or anything, but I'm thinking the volatility is still there, that there is potential end of the day rip out. But I'm not going to bet on it, right? I'm just going to wait and grab the dip if it happens. That's some good like examples of some days where it kind of did the same thing. Where when the VIX was high enough that volatility can just trigger off of anything. And what would be the coolest thing would just to be to see this go shoom, like down in there, and then sort of like do that like a second time, but I'm not going to bet on it. Nap time, everybody. Yeah, for real. Do I trade in Rocket Scooter? Yeah, you can. You can connect a real trading account to Rocket Scooter, and you can trade a real brokerage account inside of the platform. Yes, sir. Yeah, all Matt heard was Egyptian when I said the CE of Fair Value Gap in 1 hour. Whew. What's my spirit animal? I don't know. An otter. Cute and cuddly, but when you watch them eat a fish with blood all over their face, you know they're pretty vicious. Pretty vicious creatures. Best way to get CQ to get data through any broker that has data. AMP is a preferred broker for many people because of its low cost and low deposit required. That's why people do choose AMP a lot. But any broker will work that works with CQG. AMP, Edge Clear, Philip Dorman, Iron Beam, Cunningham are the kind of 6 most common. An otter was a good choice. I know, right? That's my favorite animal, though. I do love otters. I swam with otters last year for my birthday, which is kind of dope. They're like cat rat dogs. And the best way to describe them, they're like all 3 animals put together. They kind of look like a rat. They kind of act like a cat, but they're very like loyal and friendly like a dog. And they kind of purr and chirp like a cat. You have AMP on Trading View, but your VIX and VVIX don't match mine. AMP is futures data. VIX and VVIX are not futures data. So those will come from a different equities data feed. So we also don't have VIX in our platform either. I don't believe we have VIX data. We don't have CBOE data feeds. We just have New York and NASDAQ. Penguins are cool. Yeah, I actually last year went to this aquarium exhibit and also got to play with a penguin for a while. They were actually pretty cool. Hold on 1 second. To the interactive animal reserve. Vanessa, wait, which one? Like which one and where? We went to the aquarium on Saturday night. That was kind of fun. Aquarium is like a restaurant. It's the Landry's, you know, restaurant. And then they have like this aquarium exhibit. They have like a white Bengal tiger there. They have, you can like went through this train ride through this shark tank where the shark tank was like overhead. It's pretty dope. Wait, out the Bellway? Oh, wait, hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Let me check it out. No, but it sounds very cool. Let me see if I've been here before. No, I've never been there. That's pretty sweet. That's like 59 North. Okay. No, I've never been there. That's cool though. Thanks for the recommendation. Wait a minute. Have I been here? This is my next question. Maybe. Why does it look so familiar? I have been here. IDoc and I went here last year. This is where we played with the penguin. This is where we went. And they had lemurs and yeah, I've been there. This place is cool. I have been here. Was Mr. Wonderful there? Oh, 100%. They have otters too. Yeah, they did have otters, but they wouldn't let you like interact with the otters because they said they were dangerous. But I went to this, or they would bite you or whatever. But I went to this place out in West Texas in what's the name of McKinney? It's like close to McKinney in a way. And there was this kind of like preserve, and they let you swim with otters. So they would let you go in the enclosure. You would basically get in a hot tub, and they would open the door, and they give you like things to fish, and the otters would jump in the hot tub with you and just like swim around. It was hilarious. And then you would feed them. They would like crawl all over you, and then like afterwards you go to a little jungle gym where they all hang out and play, and it was kind of a really fun experience. They definitely clawed, and were certainly like they were gnawing at the fish. So you could have gotten. They weren't aggressive at all, but they had sharp teeth like a cat, like a little bit sharper. So you could have like. I had scratches on me and stuff, but it was part of the experience. But that wildlife preserve that I went to, they were like, no, we don't let people interact with the otters because they can scratch and bite. I was like, oh yeah. It was like McKinney, I think, somewhere out there. Which is more like closer to Dallas, I'd say, rather than West Texas. But it was kind of in that area. Yeah, that wildlife preserve is pretty cool. I thought it was fun when we went. Actually, was it? Maybe I'm thinking McKinney. Maybe it wasn't there. It was somewhere though. No, not McKinney. I'm thinking of something else. Where the heck was it? Wrong city. I'll find it for you guys. Oh, McGregor. I'm sorry. I think that's what it was called. McGregor, Texas. I think that's where it is. Yeah, it was this place. This is the place we went to here. Not McKinney, McGregor. There you go. That was pretty cool. McGregor, Texas. Your boys love it there? Oh, that's cool, Vanessa. That's cool. Yeah, we'll do another giveaway later today. Oh, shoot. I gotta go, guys. I almost ran out of time. Time for My Fun and TV. You guys know the drill. Let's head on over there. Thanks for tuning in. I love you guys. Whoopsie. I wasn't paying attention. All right, we'll see y'all later in the afternoon. I'll make you all the link really quick. All right, right here. Yeah, I know. I totally forgot. Here we go. There's the link. We'll see you in a little bit. I'm all talking about otters that get carried away.
What you doing?